What kind of a thing?
Just an announcement for the different channels because we are live. Hey, everybody, we are live. Grab my Twitch channel, tweet it out, put it in the various discords that I'm in.
Yeah, I wonder if there's something like there used to be TweetDeck to manage like social media stuff that you could like schedule a post to be posted on multiple different platforms.
Yeah, I could probably do that. I have some things that just automatically post in Discord for me already. Um,
This is episode 8, yeah?
yeah, this is episode 8. All right.
Woo, I can count.
Yay, you can count. All right. Well, hello everybody. We are live. We are short staffed today. We have two various um, things tonight, and of course, Rega is still out for this entire month. So, where we last were with our party, they had arrived in the city of Kuche. Upon arrival, they went to the mayor and found him in a state of distress, uh, unable to handle what is going on in the city, and grateful for the relief that the councillor sent them in the form of the party. Having gathered some additional information on the shattered dust and where their headquarters are, they headed south from Kuche and came across a forward camp where they found a few gnolls, including one of the leaders, who had imprisoned Ito for several months. Our party, having dispatched of them, is now in the camp, knowing that the base is still yet further south. So, what would you all like to do?
Well, we've had this null waste a bunch of our time, and we probably need to keep going because this isn't where we plan to stop.
Indeed.
Did want to
Yeah,
take his
I'm
head
on board with that.
We've
for
already looted
intimidation
everything there
factor.
is to loot, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I think so. Want to chop off his head and bag it up in one of the crappy tents just for use.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
And Mizeki still feels a little squeamed about actually hurting him intentionally. He doesn't like that. He's more about the making the threats and then delivering quickly if he needs to. So he's gonna keep himself busy until everyone's ready to go.
All right. So you continue heading south in the direction that you have been told the camp is. You continue for another few miles until you see a wall that has been built around there, and in front of the walls there are several pikes with the heads of various tabaxi on them.
Okay, that's not good. Well, at
Well,
least
it
they're
does
up
give
front.
us a nice indicator of where we are.
Yeah, and they're up front about it. So
Please tell me we're going to kill them all, right?
Yeah, that was generally where I was leaning with it.
so we don't really have much stealth in particular. So I guess I'm probably our best bet for that. So I will try and sneak out and get closer and see if I can get into an area where I can see things.
Okay. All right. So you get closer, sir, to the wall, and you can see that this wall is about 200 feet long. And it is about 30 feet high, made of solid stone. It was clearly formed by magic, given how smooth it is.
Okay, good to know. So there's the preparation went into this. It wasn't like a slapdash palisade or anything. He's gonna let's see. I mean, there's obviously gonna be some sort of entrance, and then probably guards. He will move back a bit and try and get a look at one of the ends of the wall,
Okay.
whichever is furthest from the sun.
Okay. From the sun currently,
Yeah,
it's
wherever. So if someone's looking towards them, they have to look towards the sun more.
right. And it is approaching nightfall, so the sun would be currently setting in the west.
At least that works.
All right.
So yeah, he'll try and head towards the east side if he can, or whatever's closest to east side.
Okay. So you'll head towards the east side. As you approach and get closer, you can see that there is a small opening in comparatively to the size of the wall that's about 30 feet across, but there are large pillars and spikes that are blocking you from entering in that way. But it is the only point that you see entrance around this wall. You continue making your way towards the east side and see that it is solid, and it extends 150 feet.
Okay, not dumb enough to go in by himself this far. He's gonna go back and let the others know what's going on, and probably get the head ready. And the goal will be to use his hand to get it up, like on the wall, away from where they're going, and just kind of leave it there.
Okay.
Or I could climb up and put it there if you want.
That actually makes more sense.
All right. And since Oray's not here, it never got raised. Oray needs a short rest to recover some hit points. Um,
Okay. Oh yeah, he's super hurt.
yeah, so that probably would have been done
Yeah, I could
before you
also
guys
use one of
left.
those.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
Ori
ahead
and
and roll those
Elendil are
for
both.
him.
Yeah, they're
So
both
Yeah,
like
I'm also
down
gonna
below half.
grab a little bit of health.
yeah, so we'll spend 2 hit dice for him to heal up, and that gets him.
Elendil shows it. He's at 10 out of 25 as well.
Yeah, let me pull up Elondiel as well, and we'll do the same thing for him. Yeah, our two people that are missing are the two that needed the short rest. So it's a good thing I was looking. So we'll go ahead.
Well, I also quite like having it.
All right. Okay.
Did it roll it for me? Or?
So when you select it, you have to then press the button to actually roll the dice.
Okay. One sec.
But there we go. So now Alondiel and Ore are looking much better. So,
Yay.
all right. So with that bit of retcon
Expect
in
that.
there, since our two players here couldn't voice for themselves today,
You
uh,
guys died from one fireball. Sorry.
right. So now that they are feeling better, let's continue on with this wall. So you went back to report to the squad.
Yep. The wall is clearly magical, extends quite a ways. I found one small entrance with some spikes in it. Um, the spikes were wood or metal, or what were they made out of?
They were wood.
Okay. We can maybe burn those down a bit and then bring the fight to anyone on the inside. I still feel like providing some form of distraction and then maybe us moving in on the other way is our best bet. I don't think us running through a small spiked area is going to work out very well, particularly if they have guards.
Yeah, I don't see that ending well for us.
So maybe we drop the head through or toss it through the spiked area, and then have it light up with that wonderful fire you can make, Sadzi.
Or we could always put his head on a pike and parade it around the walls. I think that'd be pretty intimidating too.
I I feel like as soon as things start, they'll be started, and intimidation won't matter. These are clearly, to some extent, trained and equipped fellows.
I could put it on the end of one of my spears. Just chuck it over the wall.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's go with that. You can climb easily, right, Sadzi? It might be best to have you on the wall rather than in the enclosed gap.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, I think we have a plan.
Ah, one moment. Would you be able to bring a rope up? That would make it a little easier for another one or two of us to come up?
I should be able to. Um, and climbing doesn't bother me, and my hands should be free, so um yeah, I think I can do that, but you'll have to provide your own grip for that.
Horseman is
Yeah,
incapable of climbing, so doesn't work for me.
yeah.
Sorry,
I'm
pony
I'm
boy
mostly
can't.
thinking I'm mostly thinking out of character. Let's not send Squishy Caster up on a
Yeah,
very
by ourselves.
revealed position
Yeah, yeah.
alone.
I was thinking she could stay on the far side and peek over,
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like,
because
why would you put the Tabaxi, the one
because
they are hunting?
So go up
yeah, go up
up
to
to
the top, but like duck behind it.
yeah, like 2 foot below the top, and then kind of
Yeah, because
raise it up and then chuck it over.
you have a climb speed, right? So it's like walking for you
Yeah,
almost.
basically.
Cool. And as long as you have a free hand, you can cast your spells because you don't use a special thing or anything. So I guess that's our deal. Is we're gonna have Ito and Sadzi go up the wall, and Sadzi will stay kind of on like the backside, and then the three of us, the two armored guys, and then the rogue will go in.
Okay. If you want to go ahead and pull up the map there and tell me where you want your tokens, we can go ahead and position you there outside for your approach.
That makes sense. I forgot. I have to start finishing rounds. I've updated it, but I forgot to start it.
And Mizeki, you didn't see anything particularly noteworthy while you were walking around other than the spikes, right?
It's a very nice wall and it's very long. That was all I got from it, really.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the map called?
It is Shattered Dust HQ. Um, so, along with the very nice wall, one of the key factors that I mentioned was that it's unnaturally smooth, clearly formed by magic.
Yeah.
I don't think that's affected by spider climb.
No.
Yeah, you're cheating. Is basically what's going on.
Excuse you, I am not cheating. I just have an ability that you don't.
Exactly, cheating. Mizeki has all abilities
Yeah. Can
except
we
climbing
stand
because he is a
further
horse.
away from the wall? Is that acceptable?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm asking you guys where you want to position yourselves, which side of the wall you want to do. Like, I just dragged your tokens onto the map for now, so that
Oh, I can't move. Can we put
you should be able to move
Elendil?
yourself.
I can move me, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we put Elendil kind of in the square that me and Ori are stacked on top of?
Oh, okay,
And
so
then Ori.
is that the side you guys want to approach? Because you guys can approach from any side, given your plan. Like,
Oh, honestly, let's light that hay on fire. So
well,
yeah,
I
let's
mean, you don't know that hay is
let's
there,
well yeah, but we're gonna have Sadzi go up and peek.
right?
Was the idea,
Okay.
and it makes sense, I would say, because this is the west, right?
So this is the
Is the map north facing, or what's
yeah,
what's up on the map?
the map is north facing.
Okay, yeah. So then the sun should be behind us on this side. That makes the most sense.
Yeah, because the sun is setting down in the west. So
I mean, it's not a
Well,
huge difference, but it would be at least behind us. So
mm, how about I once I survey a little bit, we go down to the western corner with the hay, as you remarked on, and then I can throw the head and the spear into that. I'm guessing that's a pond or something. So I'm guessing that's their
yeah,
water source.
my best idea is we have the three of us that are staying off the wall down on this side, kind of. You guys pop up and peek, and then we can light up whatever seems reasonable on the inside, and then deal with the guys as they come out of the gate. And then we can also retreat around the corner. That makes sense.
I mean, that sounds okay. I was just thinking, throwing body parts into water source probably
Yeah, we're not
kind of
in a siege though.
demoralizing.
We're not in a siege. Like we're not going to be here for weeks. We could throw it at the horses once you figure out if they're there, but otherwise, I feel like that's less useful. They have an actual encampment here, so we're just gonna have to deal with them. But I feel like lighting something on fire and then being ready for people to respond is our best bet, rather than trying to like bust in on our own.
And I think one of the first points Ito is going to bring up is whether there are any whether there's anything on the wall for them to have guards standing and watching down, because
Yeah,
I he really does not want to be pelted with arrows right now.
definitely.
so you are definitely close enough to notice that the wall is not large enough for like a support crew.
Okay. So
That's
yeah,
what
that
I
seems
like
like
to
our
hear.
best plan is use the wall as a defensive mechanism for us too on the outside if they want to respond. So I think we're ready, and that seems like a good spot. I want to be behind. Swap me and Ellen deal. I think. Yeah, because I'm squishy.
Okay. All right. So the plan is for Sadzi to spider climb up the wall.
With a rope, yeah, so
Okay.
that Ito can
Yep.
follow. Hopefully.
All right. That's easy enough to do. So the wall is 30
Oh,
feet high.
you gotta swap the map so the viewers can see it.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to do. I was
Okay,
letting you guys plan before I flipped it. So
that makes sense.
that way you guys
Yeah.
were positioned. So
We have our wayward teammates yelling at us.
all right. Yeah, our wayward teammates are yelling at us in the chat. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I guess they want to help plan, is what they're
Yeah.
doing. So,
No, it's
okay,
too late. You can't plan. You're not here.
right. Okay, well, so, Sati, you're able to climb up to the wall. And as you climb over, there's not really a place for you to tie the rope at the top of the wall. Um, but you can just kind of hang it over and then climb down yourself with the spider climb to secure the rope so that it's pulled taut to allow others to climb up and over if anybody else wants to come up over the wall. But as you climb up, you can see into the camp. You can see that there are numerous buildings here, as well as there is a small little pond that they've got. There is also a large pile of hay, which is feed for the horses that you can see that are currently drinking out of the pond. From this vantage point, you can also see that there are three ballistas in front of one of the buildings, all pointed towards the main entrance.
Well, that's a lovely little welcome sign. Hey, Ito, do you think I should light that hay on fire?
Let's disable the giant crossbows and then the hay.
Okay. Shoot, I'll need to get closer to be able to light them on fire.
Well, I have this longbow of infinite arrows. I feel like this would be a good time to give it its first test run.
Okay, so you fire at the ballista, and I'll hit the hay with firebolt. Yeah? Create
Bonfire.
enough chaos,
Sure.
get them divided.
Use bonfire. You don't have to aim it. You can miss with fire.
Fine, fine, bonfire.
All right. So are you guys coordinating this, or are you just bonfiring and then letting Ito take the shot whenever he feels like it?
He'll just take the shot as soon as he sees the fire starting.
Okay. So you create.
He's gonna aim for that. He's gonna aim for that left side ballista because I don't think the other two really have a line of sight straight to us right now. So he's gonna prioritize the one that kind of does.
Okay. All right. So you two climb up over the wall there, Ito supported by a rope. So Ito, are you going to try and balance on the wall? It's about a foot across to shoot, or are you jumping down?
I think for now he's gonna try to balance.
$5, you fall into the flaming hay.
Oh, come on, just straddle the wall. It'll be fine.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me, first of all. Okay.
5 + 4, 9.
Okay. So you see as the hay ignites, right, and catches on fire, and you go and you take your shot. Go ahead and make a shot with disadvantage.
17 and an 18, so 21 even with disadvantage.
All right. So the arrow manages to connect with the ballista. Go ahead and roll damage.
4 damage.
4 damage. All right. So as the hay ignites and catches on fire, the horses nearby the pond, uh, drinking from it get startled and spooked, begin running, causing chaos. As that happens, Benz, you start to see gnolls swarming out of the building. As they come out of that building in the center, they see an arrow in the ballista. You hear one of them shout out again in a language you don't understand. At which point, 9 gnolls, 3 for each ballista, go and start operating them, getting ready, as well as you see 2 giant hyenas and 2 other gnolls with leashes coming out of other buildings and making their way towards the center to protect for the onslaught that is coming. I would like you all to go ahead and roll initiative.
It's a 4 for Ito.
11 for Sati.
All right, Ito got a 4, 11 for Sadzi.
Zeki got an 8.
All right, and let me roll for Ore and Alandia really quick.
I feel like we should run around the corner way further and then sneak up on this back building now.
Okay. So Alondiel got an 8 and Ore got a 14. All right.
I regret not having minor illusion.
You regret not having minor illusion?
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, the knoll over here, leading the giant hyena, begins making his way towards the front, leading the hyena as they go. Peeking out the front from there, not seeing any threats. And
So
then,
is the fire started, yeah?
yeah, the
Or
fire is started.
okay.
This
We've got a fire and an arrow.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
This hyena and this knoll begin making their way over, trying to calm the horses in the direction of the fire. Here, at which point, he spots Ito barely holding balance on the wall, and he calls out, "On the wall!" It is Ore's turn, whoever is going to be controlling him today.
All right. Ore is all about taking down the big dudes. The rope is occupied, so he can't really climb the wall. We're in sort of a sticky spot because there's only one way in and out right now.
I mean, Ito is currently balancing on the wall, so I don't think the rope is actually occupied.
That's true. He could probably. How tall is the wall?
30 feet.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that would be his full turn getting up there.
Yeah, well, we may want to have Ito start climbing down the rope.
If only you hadn't lit the hay bale on fire. It's like a perfect spot to jump into. I saw it in a video game once.
Assassin's Creed. I feel like right now our plan is probably to try and. Huh. This is hard. Because we talked about like we want to force them to come to us a bit to negate the advantage of their walls, right? I feel like Ore can stay there and ready a. Is he in range? What's the range from him to the? Where's the measuring stick thing?
The range is huge. This area is massive.
135. What's the range on his? Okay, so he can guiding bolt to 120. So I would say he moves up to where he's within 120 of maybe the second open square in front of the gate.
Okay, so with a 60-foot move, Ore can move to there.
I mean, he doesn't want to be super close.
I mean, that's still not even within range at this point for him to do his guiding bolt.
That's 95 feet.
Yeah, but he was all the way in the back corner.
Oh, true, true. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, he can be there. That's good. And then he'll just chill for now, I guess,
Okay.
because we're kind of waiting.
All right. Sadzi.
All right, I'm still on the wall, right?
Yep. Yep. You and your spider climb.
Shoot the big knoll.
If I could, I would.
I mean, you can. Or the giant hyena, I guess.
So that's 90 foot. So I guess I could firebolt or chill touch.
Okay.
Firebolt
Okay.
has the potential for more damage, though. Yeah, that's firebolt.
Firebolt. The hyena.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
I got a 9.
A 9 will miss.
Well, boo hiss.
All right. So it is now the Knoll's turn. Because everybody rolled so low on initiative.
Yeah. We're reactive. It's okay. It's fine. It fits the plan.
All right, so these three Knolls are going to take the ballista and point it in the direction of Ito and Sadzi on the wall. The other two ballistas can't turn that way to fire, so you're going to get one ballista shot at you, Ito. That is a 19 to hit.
Just barely hits.
Okay. And you will take 8 piercing damage from the ballista.
This is why
That was
I'm not
significantly
awful,
less than I was expecting.
right?
I rolled low.
Yeah, no, I was expecting to be obliterated.
And you take 55 damage.
So, all right. And that is all of the Knoll's turns, as the other ones are manning the other ballistas, waiting for someone to come through the front. It is now Alandiel's turn. Whoever is manning Alandiel for the evening.
We want to Elandiel by committee. He can't.
I guess.
You have to be able to see for spiritual weapon. No, it's
Um,
just within range.
is it not us within range of space you can see?
No, it's just within range. You create a floating spectra within range.
Okay.
Nice.
Now he won't really be able to see what he's swinging at, but
Yeah,
So,
but you can probably he can move. I'm saying he moves forward, makes the spectral weapon on the inside of the wall. You can tell him like how far in to make it, and then he can move it and attack the. I'm assuming he can attack the giant thing.
so he can make it within 60 feet. So if you want to go ahead and
Yeah.
move it, tell me where to move him and then measure it out.
He's definitely going to need to move forward some.
Okay. So that is him moving 30 feet.
Yeah, and then that's less. That's 40 feet away. It looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, 40, 45 feet away, so he can definitely reach it from there.
Okay. And Ito and Sadzi call that out to him, so that's fine. Go ahead. And
Yeah, cool.
someone want to roll for that spiritual weapon? Alandiel, I think, has a
+5.
plus
Jesus.
5.
I assume with disadvantage.
Spiritual weapon doesn't require you to see them.
No, you have to spell attack.
Yeah.
Oh,
D20.
that is funky.
Yeah, D20 +5.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why I was reading. I was like, wow, that's cool.
All right, I rolled the 16, so with the 5, I guess
21.
that's 21.
21's going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
He does 1d8 +3.
And damage is which dice?
A
1d8.
d8 plus 3.
I rolled a 1, so that'll be 4.
Okay.
Very sad. Wait, does Ori do that one too? Does he have spiritual weapon? No, he doesn't have it prepared.
The spiritual weapon is a cleric spell, not a druid spell.
Oh, right, he's a druid. I always think he's a cleric for some reason. I think he's like a cleric of stars, but he's not. Okay.
Right.
Stars Druid, Twilight Cleric, same difference.
Yeah, basically.
They're
He could
super
fly if he
close.
was.
Okay. So after Alandiel is Mizeki, and then Ito. And Alandiel still has an action. If you guys won't have an action you want Alandiel to take, even if that's just dash to go
Does
further.
he have he can ready Ray of Enfeeblement? No, that won't reach. What does he have?
That will reach. You guys going to the
Yeah,
corner was like
yeah,
the
I mean,
hardest spot.
yeah, it's terrible for the beginning, but hopefully
Yeah.
if they come out, it'll be good. He doesn't have a ton of stuff he can do. I mean, I guess he could bless us.
It
Okay.
wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Yeah, and that's definitely something he would do.
So he can bless up to 3 people?
Yep.
Yeah. So probably I would guess Ito,
Sudzi,
Ore,
because they're
and
already.
Sadzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ito, Ore, and Sadzi.
Yep, because they're already engaged.
Yeah.
So. Okay. We'll go ahead and mark that spell slot.
Cool.
All right. So Mizeki, go ahead.
Is there anything I can like hide in out up to the like north here
Uh,
above the gate?
no, it's a very open, rocky area. Like
Okay.
this structure stands out very much.
Cool. Huh. I will just move up to be behind Elandil and Ore, and then ready to fire my crossbow
Okay.
if a enemy comes out the gate or appears over the wall.
Okay. How far are you moving?
35.
You don't want a bonus
No.
action dash to get closer and within range of your
No.
crossbow?
No.
Because you're well out of range of your crossbow, even your long range.
Am I? It's 120. Oh yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I mean, I would rather not get murdered by like 4 dudes coming out the gate and stabbing me.
Right. It's just readying an action that you can't do is.
Yeah, in worst case, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Ito, your turn.
Cool. There is a temptation to jump down, but I feel like that is possibly the worst course of action. So, um, which thing did Saw? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter since she missed. But I was gonna say, which thing did Sawsy attack?
We've attacked the giant hyena so
Yeah.
far.
Okay, may as well keep things consistent, focus down one enemy at a time. So I'll go with the longbow again. Would I still have disadvantage on that?
You are still trying to balance on the wall. Give me another acrobatics check.
15.
You do not have disadvantage this time.
I put a raven down to
Woo.
represent the weapon,
Okay.
just so we have something so we know where it is.
Net 1, never mind.
Okay.
So when I have disadvantage, I get a 20 or higher. When I get a normal roll, it's a nat 1. We're fine.
Okay. All right, and that will bring us back to the top of the round, which will be these hyenas and their accompanying gnolls, who will run up right to the edge, waiting for someone to come in. And this one will start making his way up and around.
Joke's on you, war of attrition.
Yep. And then it is Ore's turn.
Hmm. Let me do some math. One sec. All right. I want him to move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 squares diagonal northeast, and then 2 squares north.
Okay. So to there.
Yeah, and then that should put him 100 feet from the giant hyena.
Is that what that calculates out to? That should be
I
close.
think so. I right click. I tried to use the pointer to measure distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's 100 corner to corner.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
How
And
do
then
you
he's
activate that, by the way?
right click, top left pointer. There's a measurement tool. I just don't know where it is or how to use it.
Fair.
So I use the
Okay.
pointers for everything.
Yeah, that's what I use, like the pointers, because you have the different cones and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's good for spell effects.
So I guess now is the time to do guiding bolt and then turn himself into the fancy magical man.
Okay. So that would be his bonus action wild shape to turn into the star.
Yes. Bonus action starry form archer. Oh, that only reaches 60 feet. Okay, so he should probably still do that just because it'll last a long time and he's gonna be ready. So yeah, he'll guiding bolt him and then bonus action starry form, but he can't do the bonus attack this turn because he's not in range.
Okay. Guiding bolt, I'll go ahead and click the roll for that. 15 does hit the hyena.
Yay!
So
Woohoo.
throw the damage out there. 16 points of
Yay!
damage. And that is hyena 1, it looks like. Okay. And I did put the damage on the wrong hyena the first time. Okay. That hyena is not looking very good.
And that can you check off one of his spell slots?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, actually, we'll use one of his specialty slots, the special guiding bolt ones. It's in the feature section. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Okay, so he's a star man now, and that's him. I guess that's him done for now.
Okay. All right. Sadzi.
Okay. Ito, do you feel in imminent danger? Like, do you need to get off the wall?
I would certainly like to before that ballista goes off again.
Okay. With my spider climb, my hands are free. Can I just carry him down?
I don't know that you're strong enough to carry Ito. What's your strength?
12?
Ito, how much do you weigh?
You're not
That's a real good question.
a lot with all your armor and weapons. I can just feather fall him if you just jump off the wall.
Do you weigh less than 180 pounds? Actually,
No.
probably less than even more than that, given Sadzi's other
Yeah,
equipment. So,
yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably have to weigh like 110. So
I will.
if you
I
can
will
donate
feather fall you.
blood, I probably can't carry you.
Yeah, I'm carrying 113, not including character weight.
I will. I
So,
will tell
and
Ito
Ito
to
is a
jump.
fairly large man.
Mizeki will
Yeah, I
tell
think
Ito
that
to
answers
jump,
that
and I'll
question.
save him. It's fine. I've only got 3 spells, and they're all kind of shitty. I'll feather fall you because I can do that as a reaction, not on my turn.
All right, well, shoot, now I gotta find something else. Um, Firebolt's always good, right? I'll firebolt the hyena again because I'm
oh,
moving closer than I was last time.
okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
10.
A 10 will miss.
Did you add your bonus D4? Not that it really matters.
Yes, you are blessed, so you do have a d4 right now.
Oh no, I have. Okay,
So you can
because I
roll
rolled the.
a d4 and add to that.
Okay.
Ha!
Well, that got me a whopping 1. So
11 will still miss. All right.
yeah, I figured.
Okay. It is the Knoll's turn. So we're going to have another ballista get loaded and fired at Ito. That is a 15 to hit.
Miss, thank God.
All right.
This is the funniest thing ever.
Okay, that is the Null's turn. It is Alandiel's turn.
So step one, stab the hyena.
Okay.
Oh, 1d20 plus 5. That's an 8. I'm not going to roll these anymore. Someone else should. Haha.
8 plus 5?
No, it's a 8 total.
Oh, 8 total. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not rolling his attacks. I'm
Got
only
it.
allowed to roll my attacks.
Okay, well, the 8
And
will miss.
then I guess he can. Let's see, how far away? Yeah, if we can put him in line with Ore, but against the wall, that'll put him 60 feet from the first open square. And then he'll just be ready to use Sacred Flame,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, Sacred Flame is 60 feet. Yeah.
All right. Mizeki.
Counting. Uh, Mizaki's gonna stay where he is and hang out, ready, and tell Ito to jump if he needs to.
Okay. Ito.
Ito's gonna take one more shot and then gladly take up that offer.
I cast Featherfall.
Acrobatics again.
Uh, yeah, if you're taking the shot first, make the acrobatics check to maintain your balance.
13.
Okay. You do not need to attack with disadvantage.
23. That's more like it.
And that's
Look at you
on the
go.
hyena.
Yes, giant hyena.
Okay.
Number 2.
8 damage.
8 damage. Okay.
And then I will reaction Featherfall him.
Okay. So he jumps down and then Featherfall.
Teamwork. I got to use one of my
And I'll
spells, guys.
probably start moving towards the gate.
Okay. Go ahead and start moving.
That 30-foot fall didn't count as your movement?
It's jumping down.
Well, it wasn't me moving. I just kind of leaned back.
Let himself fall.
He fell by magic, so it's out of his control.
All right. Okay. I have moved the enemies. Sadzi can still see the one set of nulls since she's still on the wall. So they moved and are getting closer, coming towards your corner. Where you
What are they
are.
gonna do? It climb the wall?
I mean, there's still the fire over there that they need to put out.
Yeah, they're probably dealing with the fire.
The other one moved to get out of line of sight from Ore. And then it is Ore's turn.
Does Guiding Bolt make him glowy the whole till the end of next turn?
Until the next attack, I believe.
Wow, yeah, it doesn't have that's cool.
Normally
So
that
he needs
next
to
attack
be
happens
60 feet.
almost immediately, but you know.
Yeah, we're in a bit of a weird situation.
So you're wanting to move Ore?
Yeah, can he get to anywhere he can see them?
So
The giant hyena?
not and still have an action left.
Does he have his bonus action?
Yeah, if he moves to get in line of sight, the issue with that is he'll then be in line of sight of the ballistas.
Okay. Yeah, and let's not do that.
Perhaps an undesirable plan.
Let's keep him there. That's a good spot, and then just have him ready to fire. Is I guess he can cast produce flame and then he can throw it later, but that's only short range, isn't it? That's only 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
What a crappy spell. I guess he'll ready to shoot his starry form at anybody that comes out
Anybody
or
within
that he
60
can
feet?
target.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody he can target 60 feet from there.
All right. Sadzi.
Okay. I'd like to throw a firebolt. Or wait, how close am I to the knoll leading the hyena?
The hyena is right behind, or the knoll is right behind the hyena. Um, that looks like that's what? Yeah, 70 feet.
65, 70 feet, yeah.
Oh, you selected move. Let's just put you back there. Yeah. So the knoll is 75 feet.
Oops. I was gonna do create bonfire, but that's gonna be 15 feet out of range for that.
You can move along the
Um,
wall.
Yeah, you can
say that
move
again.
along the wall. You have
You
spider
can just come
climb,
up.
so
Yeah, you can just come up behind us, kind of.
I guess I could just like climb along the wall, get close enough to throw a bonfire, and then can I just fall backward and hope Mizeki catches me?
No, just stay on the wall.
yeah, like you don't have to fall off. You can just climb down the other side.
This is true.
Also, I can only catch one person per turn per round, so that would be a very
Okay,
bad
so if I move
trespass.
for 35.
Okay.
You probably want to be on the outside of the wall. But
To attack, she's going to need to be on the inside.
oh yeah, fair.
Because she's going to need to be able to see the targets.
Yeah, you can see everybody from there.
Yeah, okay, so I should be able to throw a bonfire on the knoll pretty easily.
Right, but you are also out of movement, so you can't now retreat down the wall. So
That's okay.
Go back 10 feet. You're in range still, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it was 45, so that'll just put it at 55, I think.
Yeah, that's still in range, and then you can retreat over the wall rather than painting a huge target on yourself for the ballista.
okay, we'll move you back. Snap you into the circle, though. There we go. Okay. And so you cast Create Bonfire underneath him?
Yes, directly underneath the knoll. And then I make a rude gesture and slip down just behind the wall so they can't see me.
Okay. And so what is the DC for the save?
It's Dex 14.
Dex 14. Okay. 11. So, oh no, 13. Still a fail.
Hey.
Haha.
All
A
right.
1.
1 damage.
1 basic point of damage, yes.
Okay. All right. And then you're retreating down the wall.
Yep, just enough to
On the outside.
hide me from them seeing exactly where I am,
Okay.
or seeing any part of me that can shoot and or otherwise send things towards me.
Okay. It is the Knolls' turn, who are all manning the ballista. And so then it is Alandiel's turn. And now Alandiel has no one to call out where people are, and nothing is next to his spiritual weapon. So
Yeah.
spiritual weapon is now useless for the
Yeah,
time being.
until we can. He does know that there's people near the gate, so he can move it like straight east. I would say, was it 20 feet? I think.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, so we'll just chunk the spiritual weapon 20 feet forward.
Okay.
He knows there's a bunch of dudes over there, and we can start stabbing them later.
I'm just envisioning this giant spectral blue sword or something, like gliding through the air.
Yeah.
And then line him up with Ore, I guess. And again, ready the Sacred Flame.
Okay. All right, and then it's your turn, Miseki.
Okay. I'm going to do some math. Perfect. All right. I'm going to ready an action this turn to shoot. But next turn, I can run across the entryway, shoot a guy, and then keep going.
Okay. Ito, your turn.
I think at this point, pretty much my only option is just to start dashing towards the gate because he generally wants to be, if someone comes out of that gate looking for a fight, he wants to be the first one they have to contend with.
Okay. Go ahead and just start moving yourself down. All right. Anything else?
Don't think so, no.
Okay. Since no one can see anymore what is going on, you guys have no clue what is going on. So it is now Ore's turn.
This is a tough one. Because, like, there's huge weapons of war on the other side of that wall.
Yeah. If only you had all
And
had gone in before you created a distraction.
Yeah, we didn't know. It's such is life.
Yep.
Plus, we would have had to go through the large, dangerous things and assume no one's watching. And okay, what can Ore do here that's not ridiculous? Very little. He can look around the corner. He can reach the corner of the wall.
Okay, so you want to
And
move him to the corner?
how much cover would he have there?
From there, he's still completely covered by the ballistas. From there, like that's still
Can
full
he
cover where he's at.
can he see around the wall?
No, not without putting him in danger. Like as soon as you enter into this area, you are in line of sight of the ballistas.
Okay.
So, but as long as you're still behind the wall, you're in full cover.
Then yeah, I would say that's a good spot for there. And oh, he can produce flame. Can produce flame, light things on fire? No, of course not. What a bad spell. I feel like he'll ready his starry form archer again.
Okay. Sadzi. You are in the unique position of being able to just basically pop up over the wall, fire things, and pop back down.
Handy that.
Yes.
So, have I seen the second Null and Hyena team?
No, because you're down on the other side of the wall right now.
Okay. Can I stick my head over the wall?
Yeah, so
And
you'll have to climb up 10 feet for that.
okay.
But you can also move down because you can move it at a diagonal. So if you want to move further down the wall as you do that, you can do so. So like if you wanted to pop up here,
Yeah.
you could do so.
Yeah, let's do that and then um create another bonfire.
Okay.
Because hey, it doesn't miss. And if I'm lucky, it's staying there and keeping the horses spooked.
Okay.
So 14 decks to save.
14. All right.
Yes.
Uh, that is a 5. So he will fail. Go ahead and take the damage or roll the damage.
A 3. That's a
3.
little better. Yes.
Okay. And that was on the same null there.
Correct.
Okay. The next thing that happens is a ballista bolt gets fired at your direction.
That makes sense.
That is a 10 to hit. I'm
I
assuming
have
that
an
misses.
Yeah, I have an AC of 13, so
Okay, so a ballista bolt goes sailing over your head, as you didn't appear quite in the direction that in the spot that they expected.
can I continue to make rude gestures over the wall?
Yeah.
Then I intend to. Let's call that my bonus action.
Okay. All right. And are you going to continue moving, or are you going to stay up on top of the wall where you can see things?
um,
I would say at the very least get closer to us, probably.
yeah, I'll probably stay on top of the wall, but move like maybe. I think I have 5 feet of movement speed left.
You've only used 10 feet so far, so
Okay.
whatever your
Oh,
movement is minus 10.
okay. I thought we moved me down some. So I guess move me down the wall 25 feet so I'm closer to everyone else. And that should put me right in line, I think, with the Knoll and the Hyena.
Yep. Put you right there, and you're staying on top of the wall. Okay.
Yeah.
And you are blocked from line of sight of the ballista at this point due to the other building. So. Okay. It is the Knoll's turn. Then it is Alondiel's turn.
Does it look like the ballista that shot has been reloaded?
No one
Can you
can see
tell?
the ballista from this point.
Oh, she's out behind the building now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, line of sight to that ballista is blocked, which is good for her as well, as the ballista can't shoot her.
Yeah, I mean it's good not being shot.
So.
I prefer having the same number of holes in my body as I started the day with. Don't need to add any more.
All right. So what would we like Alondiel to do?
I feel like he's gonna move his weapon closer
Okay.
because we know there's a hyena there.
Well, you know that it's somewhere around
Yeah, it's
there.
in
You
this
have
area.
no idea where it went.
Well, okay. Did Sadzi not see it when she popped up?
Not when she popped up. She can see it now. I guess she's still on top, so she can call it out now.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, cool. So we'll move it closer. You have to be able to see people for all of this stuff. Less concentration. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I don't know.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. He can't be readying any of these spells because that would break his concentration on
Yeah,
Bless.
that's true. Yeah. And thankfully, he hasn't used any, so.
I mean, even readying them breaks their concentration.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So let's not have done that, because that would be dumb. Just have him move up behind Ore, ready to do stuff
okay,
like heal me if I get killed.
okay,
That'd be good. And then since he can't ready stuff because he's concentrating, he'll just chill.
okay.
Don't worry, Mizeki. I'm sure he'll be there if you're grievously wounded.
All right,
We're having a very tough time.
Mizeki, it is your turn.
I am going to step 1 dodge
Okay,
as my bonus action. Or no, not my bonus action, as my action. That's right. I can't do it. I can only disengage. That's monks that can dodge as their bonus. I'm going to dodge as my action and then move forward 45 feet
okay.
so that I'm visible.
When you are visible, you get 2 ballista bolts fired at you. The first one is an 8 to hit.
Yeah.
The second one is an 18 to hit.
Oof.
I'm assuming that hits by that sound.
Yes. Yes, it does.
That is 14 damage.
Ow.
You couldn't have waited 5 seconds for the tank to catch up.
Yeah, but now you can run in.
All right. Anything else, Miseki?
I'm
I
not
mean,
certain
yeah,
I
I'm going to
want
keep
to.
running.
Okay.
I'm going to go the remaining 45 feet to the other side and get behind that damn wall. And then they've shot now, and so that's my turn.
Okay. Ito, it is your turn.
So first off, he's going to second wind because I just realized I have no reason to save that.
Okay.
That is a 9 plus 3 health regained. Woo! Puts me back at full.
Okay.
Now you get to run into the fire.
Yes, now I get to jump into oncoming enemies. Actually, my movement stops there.
Okay.
Um,
Unless you want to move as your action.
hmm. Yeah, that's the question.
Do the spikes
Do I want him
give
to just
cover if you
Uh,
go prone?
if you went all the way prone, it would give you partial cover.
cool? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think he will actually drop prone behind the spikes then by just like
Yeah,
dashing there.
but they have
Because
advantage.
prone
Or
also
no,
gives
disadvantage, that's
disadvantage
right,
on ranged
range. Nice.
attacks.
I was thinking about the backward. Nice.
Okay.
You're gonna run out in the middle and fall down.
Boo. I picture it more as he runs and like dives.
Yeah, we're saving Private Ryan.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I was thinking like a slide into base, but that works too.
Yeah. Just to head first, into base. Okay. Anything else? Oh well, I guess that's
No,
all your
I think
actions.
that's gonna
So,
be it.
all right. Okay.
Unless I action surged, but I'll save that.
So Satsu, you can see the snow has stopped in the water and is grabbing some water from a bowl nearby to start throwing to put out the fire.
Shoot him.
The knoll with the The hyena
the
with
one,
him?
yeah, the one that you keep trying to light bonfires under.
Screw it. Let's try Firebolt and see if my luck's better.
Well, when it's your turn. I was just saying, you see what he's doing over there.
Okay. I'll let the guys know.
Okay. So the hyena is going to leap over Fur there, getting next to Ore, and is going to bite in.
Ore gets to do his thingy.
Ore gets to do his thingy. That's
Yeah,
going to
he
be
can.
disadvantage for him because it's now in melee.
Yeah, such is life. What is it?
Maybe I shouldn't have moved quite so far away.
It's fine. You can move back up on him now. What is the attack? It is a spell attack, so +7. Jesus. Ito, you want to roll for him,
I can
or
roll
the
this.
DM can? Yeah, that's fine. +7 starry form attack.
Where is his starry form attack on his features?
It's on
Yeah, I
bonus
don't
actions.
happen to have his sheet up at the
If you go
moment.
to actions, bonus actions.
Bonus actions. Boom, there it is. 12 will hit. Oh, wait, disadvantage. Sorry. 12 will hit
22. Damn.
for 7 points of damage, and that is
Woohoo!
number 1.
Now Elendil's going to be excited because he can toll the dead it and do his bonus damage and roll a 2.
Nah, he can't. Oh, wait, yeah, he can. Okay.
It took damage. Yeah, it's hurtable
It,
now.
it's taking a bunch of damage. And then it's going to bite him. That's a 20 to hit, which
Yeah,
will
that
hit
hits.
for 9 piercing damage.
Oof.
Okay. And then it is Ore's turn.
All right. The question is, does he move out of the way? Oh no, he can primal savagery it.
Okay, Primal Savagery.
Yeah, it's a melee spell attack. So
21 will hit
nice,
for 7 points of damage.
nice.
Okay.
That's similar to the thorn whip for druids. It's a melee spell attack. It's awesome.
Yep, it's good. All right. He still has movement and bonus actions.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth him moving away because it'll attack him again.
Okay. You could Starry Form at disadvantage still.
Yeah, that's probably. Let's just do that. Starry form at disadvantage.
Okay. 9 will miss.
No.
All right. And no movement. Do you want to move around him without getting out of his melee? Or just stay where he is?
If we can, I think staying where he is okay.
Okay.
Or yeah, because yeah, that's fine. Because then he'll give advantage to Ito.
All right.
So
Sadzi, it is now your turn.
Okay. Well, plan hasn't changed, so let's Firebolt this guy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Uh, 16.
16 will hit.
Sweet. So 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. Okay. All right. And then are you moving or are you staying where you are?
Um, can you move me, say, maybe 10 feet closer to the guys? Just so, in case I need to help them out or whatever, but I don't want to be out of range.
I mean, Firebolt has a 120-foot range.
Yeah, but I'd like to stay within like 60-ish feet.
Okay.
You could go your
And
full move and still be within 60.
okay, would you prefer that? Like, would that be better?
It's your call.
Uh,
I
I
think giving us better vision without getting yourself in danger is good. So moving closer to us is probably helpful.
yeah, that's mm,
Because you're not going to be like exposed yet. You'll be behind this building.
yeah,
You'll still be behind this building, and you still can't see this knoll over here. So, like, right now, the only ones that you can see are the two you're really close to.
Can I see that
yeah.
knoll from the other side?
But I can kind of see. I can see
Yeah.
the side of the building and the pond, and
Yep.
I guess as far as I can see past the pond.
Yeah.
So
And yeah, Mizeki, both you and Ito can see this one.
I'm going to
so
shoot him on my turn.
yeah, I think where I am for now is good. I'll leave it there.
Okay. All right. So Ito, you dropped prone, huh? Well, let's see if we can hit
Yep.
you anyway. That's a 10 and a 14.
Neither will hit.
Okay. The third ballista is still pointed off over to the west. And it is now Alandiel's turn, who you said you want to toll the dead.
Step one is hit the knoll with the spiritual weapon.
Okay, you call out the location.
Yeah, get it up there and stab him.
Okay, go ahead. And what spiritual weapon's a +5? Let's roll that.
Yeah.
19 will hit for 9 points of damage.
Nice.
And that's the hunter.
Yeah, and then play the bing bongs for the giant hyena one.
Okay. So DC 13. A natural 2 is not going to make that. So
Yay!
Toll the Dead is going to be a D12 at this point.
Yeah. I'm hoping for 9 plus.
9 plus.
Nice, perfect.
There you go. All right.
Sweet.
And then Mizeki, and then after Mizeki is Ito.
Okay, can I hide from the hyena
From
where
the
I'm at?
from the hyena.
Or the knoll? Can I hide from either of them to shoot them?
Uh,
You're a
you
900
could
pound pony boy. What do you think?
you could hide
I'm
from the
medium
knoll.
size.
You could not
Okay,
hide from the hyena where you're
I
at.
will hide and sneak attack the knoll.
Okay.
Is
Uh,
that advantage because I'm hidden?
well, give your stealth check first.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Lol. 7.
Okay, you think you are hidden.
I'm having a rough time.
Um, you are not
So
actually hidden though, so
okay,
you
so
don't
yeah,
get
10
advantage.
misses.
So 10 misses.
Yeah, doing great.
You like press yourself up against the wall, then it'll just kind of gives you one of the curious head tilts, like.
Yeah, and then I am going to back up
Okay.
and just
Ito,
chill.
your turn. And so
See, because we're
yeah, so crossing
because we're
through
flanking
the
this thing, I'm
spikes
tempted.
Hold on.
is difficult terrain.
Okay,
And you will take some
Okay.
damage. So just so you know.
that's why we need Sazi over here to light them on fire and burn them away.
So you can take fire damage instead of
I'm
piercing
kind of
damage.
tempted to like. I'm kind of tempted to like shuffle towards the giant hyena and stab it without actually getting up,
Okay.
because
I
with
mean,
us flanking it, I don't actually have disadvantage.
yeah,
Fair.
But at the same time, I may as well just stand up, walk over, stab it, get back down.
yeah, that's probably better, and then you'd have advantage rather than flat.
Yes, it just looks silly.
Just wiggle your way over there.
I forgot to roll with advantage. That is a crit with advantage.
Okay.
Yay!
And that'll be 12 damage
Okay.
Nice.
as I stab it in the butt.
That is a dead hyena. And you are now over here.
And then probably go prone again, right?
And I lay back down with the corpse.
Okay.
Just snuggle on in there.
That brings us back to the top of the round. This Knoll is going to take his bowl of water and start trying to put out the fire, while the hyena continues chasing horses.
This poor dude, just trying to do his job, and he keeps getting lit on fire.
Yeah. All right.
Some days it's just a Monday at work.
Okay. And then it is Orre's turn.
Does Ori go before the hyenas?
No. Orre goes after them.
Okay. Which means they probably have loaded their things again.
Those are a different set. He goes before the Knolls.
Oh, he goes before the. Oh, I'm sorry, I said hyenas, gnolls. So yeah, so he's gonna pop out here and shoot the lead gnoll that looks like he's manning one of the ballistae.
Okay.
And he's gonna do his
So this one
super
right in front,
fancy.
number 4.
Yeah, and he's
Okay.
gonna do his super fancy double shot thing where he guiding bolts with his daily. So that's out now, and then does his starry form shot after.
Okay. Is he within range on the starry form? Is that 60 feet? It looks
It's
close.
60, yeah.
Okay.
Let me check. It is, yeah. He's actually 55 to all of them.
Okay.
At least, so.
All right. 24 will hit with the guiding bolt,
Yay!
dealing 14 points of damage. So to number 4.
When you're a rogue and you never hit any of your abilities, so you can't sneak attack, it feels really bad.
All right, and then starry form, he'll now get advantage at. Oh right, at some point someone had advantage on that Knoll, or on that hyena that we forgot about. 26 will hit for 9 points of damage, so that will take out that Knoll.
Yay! And then he's gonna get back behind the wall.
Okay.
Because as much as he's all about like being willing to sacrifice himself is necessary, it's not necessary right now.
All right, and then it is Sadzi's turn.
Okay, so the knoll closest to me still up, right? Still trying to throw buckets of water on the fire?
Yep.
Poor knoll. Yeah, let's firebolt him.
Okay.
If I miss, I just make things worse.
Okay.
16?
16 will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh shit, I got a 10.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, sorry for the delay. Beyond was freaking out on me.
It happens. All right. It is now the Knoll's turn. Okay. And now it is Alondio's turn.
does Sadzi still have eyes on the Null Hunter? Is he still there?
Yes, he is still there.
Cool.
Sadzi can
So
see him.
weapon up and smack him. Give him a bonk.
Okay. Give him a bonk. And bonk away. 18 will hit
Nice.
for 7 points of damage. And That is the hunter. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
What's the range?
That's his bonus action.
And he's still concentrating, so it's not super great to do. He can't do a ton of else, really. I mean, I guess he could dodge. He's got a good AC, but that'd be pretty risky.
Moving him out and having
Yeah,
him dodge.
yeah, because he can't get into cover. Or I guess that's yeah. He'd only be able to move 30 feet, and he can't get into cover. I don't know if that's a good plan. Thoughts, team? Anyone?
Yeah, I mean, if it
He's
puts him in a good position for later, though, it might be worth it.
he's gonna have to go through the spikes, but he can get near this building here. He can't get behind it is the problem. Like he can get like 5 feet away from being behind it, but he can't actually get behind it. Do you want to flip a coin? Let's flip a coin. Darn you, D&D Beyond, and not having a D tool. 17 says heroism. All right, we're gonna dodge and move through the spikes, which slows him down. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
If he's moving at least 10 feet in a straight line beforehand, he can probably jump over them.
Can he jump over them? He can try. He has a
Uh,
-2 strength. He can't jump over a
yeah,
bar
yeah,
on the floor, dude.
yeah. They're fairly tall, so
Yeah. He has a 7 strength. I
Oh,
don't
I
think he
wasn't
can
sure
jump
how
over
tall they
them.
were.
yeah. They come up about 3 feet. So
Yeah. So he's gonna move through them and get what square is the hunter actually in? Because right
um,
now he's in between.
he is technically he is in this one, but he's in between because he's
Okay.
walking up these planks.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's how the hyena
I
jumped in.
guess he'll get to the area where the spiritual weapon is, since the spiritual weapon doesn't actually occupy a space.
Okay. So he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
move in.
onto the spiritual weapon spot through dodge, move in, stand where the spiritual weapon is,
Okay. So here, he will take 1 point of damage as he moves through them.
and then yeah, down or next. Yeah, he's gonna try and get next to the hunter if he can,
Okay. Well,
or as close to the edge of the building as possible if he can't.
first he makes a concentration check and fails. So bless is
Um,
gone.
uh, wow. Does he have anything that he can do to fix that?
Uh, maybe.
Wow,
And then he's going to get shot with some ballistas.
that's funny as hell. He literally
That is
just
a 16 will miss,
yeah, that misses.
and a 14 will miss.
Also misses. Nice. That's why he went first.
hmm and he does call out that the two rear ballistas are both pointed towards this gate now. There is no longer the one pointed in the direction of Sadzi.
Okay,
So, all
cool.
right. Mazeki, it is your turn.
I like how he rolled a 1.
He rolled a 3.
I'm gonna move forward to shoot this dude with my short bow.
Okay.
17 to hit
17 hits.
and 16 damage.
16 damage. Okay, yeah. He's a dead null.
Nice. And then I'm gonna be sad because I'm almost dead. I'm gonna move back away from the wall a bit some more.
Okay.
I want to be out of sight.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
All right, and
And
then it's
next turn I'll heal
Ito's
myself.
turn.
So about them being 3 feet high,
Mm-hmm.
I can actually clear that if I get a running start.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I pass like a DC 10 check, I believe.
You could go for the building on the east side.
You could also just walk through them and take the damage.
Yeah.
Because
Well, yeah, but I don't like taking extra damage if I don't have to. I already got shot with a ballista this combat.
And being extra strong and a show-offy is his thing,
fair.
to be fair.
This is true.
He is a
Yes,
gladiator.
also that.
So you're gonna
So
run
gonna
east.
spend 15 feet movement to stand back up from prone. Or wait, no, I didn't. Yes, I did go back prone after
Yeah, you
last
did
turn.
go back prone, yeah.
So 15 feet to stand up. Then I'll step back 5 feet, take the 10-foot running start, and do. Hold on.
So you're using dash to have
I'll
extra
do like.
movement then?
Yep,
Yeah.
Okay.
yep. Dash in order to make the jump. Just trying to math out exactly how much jumping I need to do. I can do up to 18 feet, so I'll just round to 15.
Okay.
So he'll like run back a bit and then jump. So that was 15 feet with the jump, and then 10 feet run up, plus 15 to get up. So he should have
Why did you run into
I
the
think you
middle?
have
either
like 5
20.
feet left.
Why didn't you run to the building on the
Okay.
right?
I don't know.
You're just
Because
like, I'm
now I'm
gonna
drawing
stand in the
attention,
middle.
which was kind of my
Sure.
plan.
Okay, fair enough. If you die from ballistae,
I am the
I'm
tank.
sorry.
Well, I mean, you're a gladiator, right?
I mean,
You're not supposed to be the
yeah,
face
I could
killer.
action surge dodge, but
You could also action surge and then just dash in and get even closer.
I was actually tempted to do that.
You
Because
should,
that
honestly.
would give you
Wouldn't
an
that
However,
get
I
additional
don't
cover?
fancy
35 feet because you've got 5 feet left.
yes, but
That would put
also
you right
there
up
are
against the front
8 of
ballistae.
them there, and I don't really like because they're all just gonna drop the ballista once I'm in melee. I don't really like my odds in an 8v1.
I believe in you. You'd rather fight 3 ballistae that you can't engage?
But
I'm just saying, this
also,
risk is calculated.
yeah,
You
also
make a good point.
counterpoint. Getting them off the ballista allows others to come in after you.
Yeah. This risk was calculated, but we're bad at
True.
math. Is what's happening right now. Get up in
Fair
there.
enough. He'll start heading
Die
in
with
there.
glory
Okay.
for the iron hooves or whatever.
Just remember to yell as you run in. We who are about to die salute you.
All right. I would also like to call out at this point. You recognize this knoll here in the back. He's been the one that's calling out all the commands so far. You recognize him. Now that you're close enough.
So Ito's just gonna yell back, Ore, hit this one. And we can do another knoll roast.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This knoll's going to continue putting out his fire, and this hyena is going to continue chasing horses. It's having fun. And now it is Ore's turn.
Okay. So he's going to use his first actual spell slot. He's going
Okay.
to pop out and guiding bolt the lead null because he loves killing the big guys. He's going to do the same thing. He's going to guiding bolt, and then he's not close enough to do the follow up, so he's probably going to move in.
Okay. So guiding bolt. $19 for 11 points of damage.
Yeah, he's going to get over by Elendil. around the corner, basically. So he
Okay.
can be within 60 feet. His goal is to be within 60 feet of the Pack Lord.
So like right there.
Yeah. And then
All right.
plop off his bonus action with
Okay.
his advantage.
All right. He takes 5 points of damage going through
Oh,
the spikes.
that sucks. He got poked far more than the cleric.
I rolled a 1 on the cleric. I rolled a 5 on the
And
druid.
it balances out because he still failed his concentration.
Yeah. Okay. And then is that within 60 feet of him for him to do the thing that
Yeah,
you
that
wanted him
should
to
be
do?
50, 55.
Okay. Starry Archer
So
form. I forgot to roll that with advantage, so let's throw that on there. A 19 will hit for 6 points of damage. Okay.
okay.
All right, and then it is Sadzi's turn. Are you gonna just kill this man that's just putting out a fire?
Yeah, fuck him. Bastard.
Well, I mean, if he finishes putting out the fire, then he can go, like, try to kill my friends.
This poor janitor.
But, I don't know. Maybe I should, over by Elandio, that is not a structure that would be blocking line of sight, right?
Where Elandiel is?
Yeah, the two
Yeah, so those are
condition
2
tables.
planks. They're at a little bit of an angle so that people can climb over them.
Oh,
What they're
okay.
what they're actually used for is when the gnolls move in, they actually place them so people can climb over them and over the spikes to get in and out.
Fair. Okay. Okay. Move me down the wall. Let's see, the 30.
You can shoot the guy.
Okay.
Come 35 closer to us.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I'll take on whoever I can see over here because I figure a poor dude trying to put out a haystack fire with a bucket.
Yeah, well, I mean, that guy and the hyena are all you can see from your vantage point.
Just do it. Commit.
Yeah, I might as well. I mean, I'm moving away, but why
Commit,
not?
commit to your murderous ways.
They have cat heads on spikes. They earned this.
This is true.
Okay.
So 14.
14 will hit.
Yes. And 5 points of damage.
5 points will kill.
Woohoo!
So you just watch him as he's going to throw his bucket of water onto the fire, as he just falls forward into the fire with the bucket on fire himself.
And I make a rude gesture and keep moving towards my teammates.
Okay. It is the Null's turn. So the first thing that's going to happen is 2 ballistas are going to get fired right at Ito. That is a 13 and then a 21.
One of those hits.
Okay. That is 12 points of damage.
Ow.
The third ballista is going to then fire at Ore. That is a 23, which will hit.
Notably, I'm like right up in the face of this one. Is there like disadvantage or anything for that? I don't know which one that would be in this order.
The one that missed was disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, and then yeah, so that is 10 points of damage to Ore, which he is still conscious, but barely. So.
Yeah, step 2 is get the hell away from this and cast healing.
All right, and then the one that didn't pull the trigger is going to step up next to Ito and is going to stab. Since they no longer have 3 people to operate this, it takes them 2 turns to operate the ballista, so they have given up on it after this. That is a 19
That'll hit.
for 5 piercing damage as he strikes you with his spear.
I am definitely glad I used my second wind before this.
Yeah. Well, it is now Alondiel's turn. And remember, Alondiel doesn't heal until you're down, so he will not heal Ore this round.
Yeah. So weapon forward.
Okay.
And how far close can he get?
He can move 30 feet, or he could dash and get 60 feet. But he's definitely within range of several of his spells at this point.
Can we move him 30 feet forward with the goal of being within 30 feet of the leader, if he can?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So there. Is that within 30 feet of the leader?
I don't know.
Oh, you just
I'm having...
deleted the thing as I was getting ready to move it back.
Oh, sorry. It's 35, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was like, it looks like it's just shy. But he could hit,
Okay.
well, he could hit either of these other ones.
He's lost concentration, so he can rave enfeeblement now. Because none of the others are actively hurt, right?
Ray of Enfeeblement's a second level spell. He has no second level slots.
Oh, yep, no slots. Okay.
And he may want to save his last 2 slots for healing.
Yeah.
So
He would save his slots for healing. So, I guess Toll the Dead on the leader
Toll
makes
the Dead
sense.
on the leader. Okay. Wisdom 13. Exactly 13. Not 13 plus 0. So,
That's very
nothing.
sad.
Then it's Mizuki's turn.
I don't know what to do with Miseki. How far away is he?
My immediate suggestion is maybe do something to hurt the one currently stabbing Ito.
Yeah, he's in range to do that. So he'll take a shot at that dude
Okay.
that is next to Ito. And 8 because my life sucks.
8 will miss.
I roll a lot of 3s when I attack
What
people.
did you do to offend the Beyond dice?
I don't know. And then I'm gonna pull out a healing potion and move back behind the wall so I can heal myself next turn.
Okay. Have you used your bonus action?
No, I haven't yet.
So I let you drink potions yourself as a bonus action. So
Oh, okay. In that case, I will drink the potion before I move behind the wall, because if it heals me good, I'll go through the spikes.
okay.
So what is it? Is it 2d4 or
2d4 plus 2.
6?
Okay.
And so I guess I will go through the spikes and get over to this building.
Okay. You will take 1 piercing damage as you go through the
Yeah,
spikes.
perfect. And then I'm gonna hide,
Okay.
like physically, not as the action. Just get over there and be out of the way.
All right. Ito, it is your turn.
Cool. So I think it's stabbing time.
Yay, stabbing time.
The best time of the day.
You should use the ballista with your.
So
It takes 3
it
actions
it
to
is
load and
tempting.
fire the ballista.
I know, but it'd be
Now,
so cool.
notably, are they using firing as the third action or the first and then spending 2 actions to reload?
They uh they use it as the third action generally. So they are not currently loaded.
Dang it.
Yes. Cuz a lot of the times it's a held third action until, you guys got into their line of sight and stayed there. Like the whole time they were just, all right, hold
Sounds
action.
good. Um, okay, so I'll make an Ecclewood attack. 14.
14 will hit because they are not using their shields right now.
That'll be 12 damage.
Okay.
Woo, max.
All right.
And then if it's not, um,
It's not dead.
yeah, if that, okay. So he'll try to shove it prone as a bonus action with Shield Master.
Okay. What's your athletics?
23.
All right, that will beat his 22. You knock him prone. All right. Anything else?
And, well, realistically, I just get to sit here and remember that knocking him prone does effectively nothing for me except to waste half his movement on his next turn.
Okay.
Makes him feel bad emotionally.
It's demoralizing.
All right. The hyena continues running around, nipping at horses. It is now Ore's turn. Ore would probably heal himself. So,
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense right now. Heal himself and then bonus action shoot.
okay. Do you want to heal at first level or second level? He has 1 second level slot and 3 first level.
What's he got second level spell wise?
It would be cure wounds, or he could drop a healing spirit.
Healing
And
spirit probably makes the most because it would heal for 6 times, which is a lot.
oh yeah, because he's got a 5 mod. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a massive. Yeah, let's do that. Let's healing spirit on himself.
Okay. So healing spirit, and that's just a bonus action then.
Which means he can't do his starry form, sadly, because it's also a bonus action.
Correct. But he did heal Max on that first healing spirit.
Nice.
But he can still produce flame.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'd say he produced flames and moves forward.
yeah, because he needs 30 feet, be within 30 feet.
He can be behind Ito.
Can you get rid of your measuring stick? I can't grab Ito because it's right on him. There we go.
Yeah,
Or
1 second.
Ore. So,
There we
okay.
go. I don't know how it
That
made
one may
something
have
on him.
actually been my fault.
Yeah, I'm blue. I think that was Ito because it was the wrong color.
Yeah.
How dare you measure?
Okay. So he moves up his 30 feet. He's within 30 feet of this knoll easily now. So,
Awesome.
produce flame attack. 23 will hit for 7 points of damage. Okay. All right. And then it is Sadzi's turn. Sadzi, you currently have no vision on anybody.
Yeah. So first thing definitely is to move.
Okay.
Okay, so moving 30 feet will put me at the top of the boards.
Okay.
Um,
You could shoot the big guy.
yeah, I'm not sure. Am I? Well, if I firebolt, I should be
You're well within range to
good to
firebolt
go
anyway.
with
Yeah.
the one who Ito's got down. Or could I take the other one, the one who's not prone right now?
Yeah, if you firebolted the prone one, it would be a disadvantage because it's a ranged attack.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's fire on null one and that lead ballista there.
Okay, so
You
you're
can also
going to
shoot the Pack Lord.
move.
Yeah. Move, and then firebolt on null one, the more eastern null of the lead ballista there.
Right.
Can I suggest something?
Yeah.
Scorching Ray, the leader. It's a very powerful attack. It does a lot of damage potentially, and he's the leader.
All right. I'm willing to give it a shot.
Okay. You're doing all three of them at him?
You get 3 rays.
Yeah. Sure. Let's just pop all three at him.
Okay, go ahead and make the 3 attack rolls. $11 will miss. $11 will miss.
That was very
And
sad.
so will 8.
And 8 will miss.
The spell is
Spellcast.
cursed.
Well,
I
poo.
should have warned you. Every single time Scorching Ray is used while I'm here, it'll either miss or roll minimum damage.
Okay.
That was very sad.
Why didn't you say something, Ito?
I was hoping I could break the curse by not mentioning it.
Alright, it is the Null's turn. This Null will stand back up, this other one will come up and get next to you. And then we're going to load and fire ballistas. So let's do the attacks against Ito first. The first is a 14, and the second is a 5.
Both will miss.
Okay, let's do the first ballista at you, Ito, because you're really the only one that can be targeted by it, because everyone else is on the other side of you. That is visible. That is a 9 to hit. And then let's shoot the kitty on the wall with the
Will
second
also miss.
ballista. That is a 19 to hit
That will unfortunately hit.
for 19 points of damage.
Well, shit.
Ow.
Siege weapons, man.
So that puts me down to 4.
And then it is Alandiel's turn.
All right, we're going for the big plays. He's going to use his. He's going to move closer and use his channel divinity.
Okay, how close?
It's an action, so he. Wait, is it an action? Yeah, it is an action. He needs to be within 30 feet of the Pack Lord.
Okay. Let's get him right next to Ito.
And he'll move his weapon up closer, but it's not in range until next turn.
Okay.
Does he have any bonus actions he can do that are worth it? Nope. Not really.
And this is Path to the Grave. As an action, you curse
Yeah,
one creature. The next time you or an ally of yours hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage. Okay.
Yep. So, and it doesn't look like he has anything he can do on a bonus action, really.
Well, bonus action was move the spiritual weapon. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Okay, so that's him.
Maseki, it is your turn.
Get a
I'm gonna
crit
move
sneak
out.
attack.
And yeah, and go for a crit sneak attack is the goal here. Can I hide because the ballista is between us?
No, it's not
Okay,
that big.
fair enough. I figured I'd ask. This game hates me. Got a 9.
A 9 will miss.
I'm very sad right now.
Yeah,
At the very least, we know it won't waste the curse by not being a crit.
Yeah, are the things on the right of me, is that a door or a window?
that is a window. All right, anything else?
Uh, I'm gonna goodness. So I'm gonna move down towards this corner here.
Okay,
And if the door to that area looks like I can go through it, I'll try and go through it, and if not, I'll run down.
yep, you can go through it.
Okay, so I barely make it into that room and get behind that door.
Okay, so in that room, you see
Are
that
more
it
knolls.
is a mess hall, and there
Nice.
are indeed 4 more gnolls in here.
Nice. Hey guys. Bye.
They do not look like combatants, though.
That's good. I hope they don't decide to become combatants.
All right,
They're chef gnolls.
Schnoll.
Ito, it is your turn.
I think at this point, the best plan is probably continued stabbing.
That's always the best plan.
Okay, stab away.
It's inconvenient that the ballista is there because if I could get moved a little, I could flank the gnoll too, but eh, he's close enough to dead. And I say that and immediately get a nat 1. Cool.
The dice gods hear you and respond in kind.
Could you not have moved
So
around
Your
to be on the
hubris.
other corner of him?
well, I could have, but I was trying to get there. If
Oh,
the
you're trying to
ballista
be
hadn't been
fancy.
there, I wouldn't have had to take 2 attacks of
Yeah,
opportunity to do it.
yeah. Just kick over the ballista. It's fine. Just
All right. It is now the hyena's turn, who's going to start
And
making. Oh, yeah.
I will out of spite bonus action shove again.
Okay. Go ahead.
24.
Yeah, your 24 kicks his 10's trash. So he goes prone.
I'm really good at knocking people down for literally no reason and no benefit.
Okay. The hyena will start rushing in, and it is now Ore's turn.
okay. He's got some more guiding bolts, and they do a lot of damage. And that guy has the thing on him.
Okay. Guiding bolt.
Actually, wait. Hold on. Thunderwave. Thunderwave's a 15-foot cone. Cube.
15-foot cube. He'll need to get closer.
He can get to the spot
He can get right behind the knoll and in front. So, like,
that's, yeah.
he can get right there.
Can he come over to the
I
spot
mean,
that's to west of the
if he
ballista,
goes,
or to east of the ballista instead?
yeah, yeah, if he just
He'll,
goes to like 1 point south of Alondiel, he can still hit all of them, I believe. Plus, I can protect him there.
Okay.
He can hit 3 of them.
Thunderwave.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a DC 15 con save for these 3, or are you targeting the 2 next to you guys?
We definitely want to hit the Pack Lord. So it would probably be Pack Lord 6 and 7. I think is what he hits.
No. From there, he can't.
Well, okay, so if instead of, can we move him back to where he was? Because if he goes to the right side
Because
of the ballistae, if he goes,
so even here, yeah.
if he goes to the spot where he'd be 2 to the east of the ballistae, he can hit these 3 guys and the ballistae. And
Okay.
that should have been because he was up just past this weapon. Yeah, 5,
Yeah.
10, 15.
He gets there.
He can. I'm not saying how that happened. I'm sorry. Is he can't? Can he not reach it? Basically.
Yeah, he can't reach it. So if he goes to this spot, he can get the Pack Lord and 5. Or, yeah.
That works. Does it still hit their ballistae as well?
Yeah, it would hit their ballista.
That seems good. I mean, hit as many things as he can. Main focus is hit the Pack Lord. So I guess 5 Pack Lord and ballistae.
Okay. So this doesn't trigger the
Oh, is it only attacks?
yeah, it's attacks the next time you hit with an
Okay.
attack. So do you
Well,
want to
then,
go after the Pack Lord still with this?
if it's only attacks,
Because you could stay
then
back and
yeah,
then still
and then
get
hit the
those 3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit the 3 below him.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that
con
makes more sense.
15.
I forgot it's only attacks and Thunderwave's not an
So
attack.
5, 5, 13. So they all fail. So they will take full damage from Thunderwave.
Woohoo!
There's Ore.
Go Speed Racer, go.
So that's 8 points of damage, and they get pushed,
Oh,
right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
They get pushed up to 10 feet away.
They get mushed into the wall.
And it emits a thunderous boom that can
Ooh,
be heard 300 feet
ooh.
away.
Does the ballista, is that secured to the ground at all?
Yes, it is.
Dang it. I
Yeah,
was kind of hoping it would just
that would be
fly
funny.
and smack into the other 2.
No.
These are prepared defenses.
They
though.
are really friggin' heavy, so.
Yeah. Like, this is intended to be a very defendable spot. So.
If only we had shape stone, we could have just come in the backside.
Yep. Like, there were definitely ways. You guys could have climbed in the back way with your spider
I
climb.
can't. I'm incapable of climbing.
Eh.
It would take me like 3 days to get over that wall.
All right.
I thought we were going to create a distraction and then go about things.
We did.
You created a distraction, and it
We
didn't.
created the distraction too early because it didn't distract them. They went to their prepared defenses.
Yeah, because they were under assault. Yeah, Sudsy, it is your turn.
I'm going to climb down the wall and hide. Because I'm at like.
Another scorching ray and then hide. Do it. Commit.
Oh my god, I'm dying here.
Yeah, but you can do it after and then hide afterwards.
Well, she can't hide as a bonus action.
Well, no, but she can get behind the building
Yeah.
Yeah, I can move.
or the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like all of my second level spots. I only have 2.
Well, yeah, but what else would you use them for?
Okay, fine. Ugh.
Do it.
Scorching
Blow 'em
Ray, and I'd like to hit the 2 nulls in the front And
The
can
leader.
I hit the hyena who's running around?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's
Ugh.
plan for that.
All right, so let's roll for the hyena first.
24.
24 will hit.
Yay.
Um, so then null number 2,
13.
13 will hit. And then null number 1,
23.
23 will hit. Okay, so
Nice.
then rolling damage starting with the hyena.
All right, 10 for the hyena.
Okay. Null number 1.
6.
Okay. And null number 2.
7.
Okay, that will kill null number 2.
Woohoo, that was a good one. Hey, Ito, look, I think the curse might be broken. Knock on wood.
Whoa.
All right, it is now the gnolls' turn. So they are going to, at this point, abandon the ballistas because everyone is super close. Actually, yeah. I was thinking maybe they wouldn't abandon this ballista and they just aim at waiting for Mazeki to come out. But no, they'll run over towards him. Okay, so now let's handle this. So first we have 2 attacks on Ore by the gnolls. The first is a 7. The second is a 14. Those both miss. And then we have a gnoll attack on Ito. That is a 21.
That'll hit.
For 7 piercing damage. All right.
Ow.
Okay, then oh yeah, then we have another attack on Ito by the other gnoll there. That's a 22 to hit for 5 piercing
Yep.
damage. And then the Pack Lord is going
Ow. Again.
to attack Ore. That is a 17 to hit, which it doesn't look like he has anything he can do that will stop that. So let's go ahead and roll damage. That is 8 damage, so Ore goes down.
I will roll interception on that.
Okay, what does that do?
I'm going to reduce the damage the target takes by 1d10 plus 2
Okay.
to a minimum of 0 damage.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
Seven plus 2, so it does no damage.
Okay.
Ito
Nice.
puts his shield in the way of the swing.
All right. Second attack
Yay.
from the Null Pack Lord is an 8, which will miss.
Look at you go.
And then he's going to incite Rampage after you did the shield attack, and the Null right in front of the ballista is going to attack you again. That is a 14 to hit.
Oh no.
Okay.
That'll miss.
All right. That is all of the gnolls. So it is now Elondiel's turn.
He better be throwing out band-aids left and
Oh,
right. That's all I'm
step
going to
one.
say.
Get the spiritual weapon over there and bonk the Pack Lord
Okay.
because he's gonna cure wounds or a.
All right. Oh, well, he doesn't cure wounds until people are down.
Isn't Ori? Oh yeah, that's right. Ori's didn't take damage. Never mind. Yeah, he's gonna bonk the Pack Lord first.
Okay. Does he want to do that with the spiritual weapon, or does he want to make the
Wait.
attack himself with something
Yeah,
else?
because if we have him do If we have him do like inflict wounds, remember it's doubled
It's
by
not
the
an
curse.
attack. It has to be an attack.
Inflict wounds is an
Inflict
attack.
wounds
Next.
is an attack.
It's a spell
Oh, is
attack,
it?
but he does not have it prepared.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
In fact,
Oh,
yeah, he has no attacks prepared.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to figure out. He doesn't have a lot of attacks.
Yeah.
He's mostly focused on supporty stuff.
okay.
Okay, so spiritual weapon
Yeah, spiritual weapon on it. Because I mean that's still D8 plus.
11 will miss.
Okay.
Mazeki, get
And
back out here and
then
shoot him
he
already.
will toll the dead, I guess.
Okay, on who?
The Pack Lord.
Pack Lord, Toll the Dead, DC 13 Wisdom. That is a 4. So he will take a d12 damage.
Yay.
3.
Yay.
Okay, and then Mizeki, it is your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna step out.
Also,
Can I
technically,
but
you and Alandiel share initiative, so you can technically go before him if you want to try and
okay.
trigger the channel divinity.
I'm still trying to trigger it, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's actually until the end of his turn.
It is until the end of his turn. So
Okay, it is. Okay, so yeah, I'll try that then.
we will say
So
you go
short
before.
bow 15.
And because Ore is within melee,
15 hits.
you can sneak attack. Woo!
Yay. Uh, 8. So 16 total.
Okay.
Yay. I hit somebody and did crappy damage.
All right. And then anything else?
I'm gonna get out of dodge. I'm gonna run. Math. 80. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Or wait, no, 7. It would be 70. It'd be 10 lower. So there we go. 'Cause I went 10 to come outside.
Got it. All right. Sounds good.
And then I'm done.
Ito, your turn.
Cool. So our Pack Lord friend is looking a little injured.
Yep.
Um, so I know the ballista is still there, but there is definitely the temptation to get up on top of it and jump down to kill him.
Okay.
um,
Can you just like stand on it and attack?
yeah, likely, maybe. I guess I'd defer that question to Insanity.
You can certainly try.
That is a bad sentence to hear.
I would say just go for the dude that's.
Because I am kind of at 5 health. So I think at this point Ito is a little more concerned with survival than flashiness. So
Do you
he'll
have a
just
healing potion?
whack whatever's closest. Pardon?
Do you have a healing potion on you?
No, he
Oh.
used his already.
Okay.
So he will whack Knoll 1, I guess.
Okay.
Because nobody else is within range to hurt it. So he may as well stop it from continuing to smack him. Oh, actually, wait, no. He's gonna smack Knoll 6.
Okay.
Because that way, if it tries to attack anyone other than him, he gets bonus attacks against it.
Okay. Null 6. Attack away.
That's a dirty 20
20 hits.
for 11 damage.
Okay.
And he'll put his unwavering mark on it. So it has disadvantage on any attack roll that is not against Ito. And if it attacks anyone other than Ito, he gets a bonus action attack against it next turn with advantage.
Okay. All right. It is the.
Oh, and bonus action shove again, still useless.
Okay.
That's a 19,
Which ties
and
his
that'll be against
19.
Knoll 6.
Yeah. Ties,
Okay.
so not knocked prone. It is the hyena's turn, who's going to run in and start chewing on a cleric.
We forgot to heal Ore for 1d6 when he cast Healing Spirit.
Now I did.
Oh, okay. It's just not updating for me. Cool. There we go. I fixed it.
Yeah.
That's right, because you said you rolled max. Never mind.
Yeah. Which is why he was at 7. And then you guys moved him away from the healing spirit.
Yeah, but he can move it.
Yeah.
This is bonus action. So he can move it this turn. He wouldn't have been able to move it that one turn in the middle, but he can move it this
Yeah.
turn to catch up to him.
So, okay. All right. Okay. Hyena got a 16 against Alandiel, which misses. So it is now Ore's turn.
So he's going to move the spirit on top of himself.
Okay.
So he heals for another 1d6, and it has 3 charges left, or 4 charges.
4
He
charges.
has so much wisdom.
Yep.
He's very wise.
Rolled another max on that.
Look at him go. And then
Actually, that doesn't heal unless he moves into its space, not when it moves into his space. So
it'll heal him
at the
at the
start
start
of
of his
his
next
turn,
turn.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's always good.
actually, I guess he didn't take any damage because
Yeah, he hasn't taken any right now.
yeah,
Yeah, because
he
the
got
intercept.
deflected. Yep.
The intercept saved our butts. Okay, primal savagery on. Let's do null 6 because he can reasonably take him out.
Wouldn't he go after the Pack Lord?
I'm not sure. I mean, I would normally say immediately yes, but I feel like in this case it allows Ito to get up into melee with the
Okay.
big guy as well.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like he would want to allow his teammates to get closer more so than kill just the big guy.
You should have
Oh,
said.
okay.
You should have said the Pack Lord.
I should have, but here we are. He's gonna roll like a 3. It's fine.
15.
Aha!
All
Look at
right,
him go.
that's gonna be plenty to kill Null 6 because it
Blows
only
up
had
that
3
dude.
hit points.
Yeah, here we are. This is the life we live.
Man,
All
we
right.
we should have had that be the curse hit.
Right?
Okay.
Unfortunately, I roll crappy. He can take his bonus action.
Yeah, bonus action
Sorry
was to
for
move
one
the
shot.
healing spirit.
It was used to move. Yep. I'm just trying to make sure I get all their actions because they have so much stuff.
Yep.
Okay. I think he's done.
Okay. Sadzi.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I climb up the wall far enough to fire off a spell and then climb back down?
You're on top of the wall, so
Oh, I thought I went back down slightly, but
yeah.
okay, that works. Okay, so I'm gonna spend my 3 sorcery points to gain a 2nd level spell slot.
Ooh.
Okay. Is that a bonus action
It's a
or an
bonus
action to do
action. Yeah.
that?
It's bonus.
Bonus. Okay.
All right, and then I'd like to do Scorching Ray again.
Okay.
We've got the pack leader, the pack boss, the big dude, right?
Yeah, so
He
Pack
looked.
Lord, 781 Hyena. And you could go after 3 and 5 who are chasing down Miseki.
Okay, let's do one on hyena, one on the boss, and one on
Then
number 3.
3.
yeah, he's the one way over
Yeah,
there.
he's the one in front.
What's the range on
120.
120? On
Yeah,
Scorching Ray?
it's
Okay.
Yeah,
120.
it's 60. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was one of the 60 ones or not, and I was like, 60 is going to be close. So, okay. So let's start with the Hyena. 16 hits. Pack Lord.
17?
17 hits, and then number 3.
19.
19 hits. All right, go ahead and roll damage, starting again with the Hyena.
9.
Okay. Pack Lord.
4.
Okay.
And 4.
Okay. All right.
And then I would like to just go down just enough that I can't be seen.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's step up. And all right, so let's have the first 2 nulls attack Ore. So the first one gets a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Yeah. And it is for 6 piercing damage.
Ori's just having a rough time.
And then the second attack is a 10, which will miss. Then we have 1 null able to attack Ito. That is an 8. And then the Pack Lord is going to look at Ito in the face and said, I told him we should have killed you when we found you. Let's not make the same mistake. That is a crit.
Oh no.
So that is 13 slashing damage.
Ito's down.
Was that at advantage, or is that just a flat crit?
That was just a flat crit.
Okay, just checking.
So, and then he is going to attack you while you are down.
Sadzi, you can use your thing to stop the advantage,
Oh, yeah.
because he is within 60 of you.
Are you stopping the
Yep.
advantage, or do you, or is that something that you can wait until you find out the results first?
Okay, sorry. I didn't realize I hadn't done the button push. Okay, so I guess I'm within 60 feet.
Yeah, you are.
So, okay. I can use a restore balance as a reaction.
It's before the roll, yeah.
Yeah, it's before the roll.
Unfortunately, so it's about to roll at advantage.
So yeah, let's give Ito advantage.
Well,
Or you
remove
cancel
that.
out.
Or
Yeah. You
add.
cancel out. Yeah, you cancel out his advantage to attack Ito. You're making it a flat roll.
Okay. I mean, wasn't it?
The
Oh,
Pack
we're
Lord, the Pack Lord has advantage on Ito because he's on the ground.
right. We're talking about the second attack. Okay.
Yeah. The first one was a crit. Yeah, we can't do
Yeah.
anything about that.
Okay. All right. So you cancel the advantage. The attack is a 10 to hit.
Yay.
So he basically just hit the
Whoa.
ground.
Yeah. Okay. And he didn't get his Incite Rage back, so that's it. It is now Alondiel's turn, who will now use Cure Wounds for sure, now that
He definitely will, yeah.
Ito is down. So that heals Max, which is 11.
Nice. You get knocked down and get up again.
And then bonus action, probably still the spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Um,
He
on
can
the,
actually also move himself so that he gives advantage for Ito. If he steps through Ori's space and then 5 foot down behind the Pack Lord, he'll give advantage to Ito on Ito's turn.
and then he'll take 2 attacks of opportunity.
Will he?
Yeah, he's next
He'll
to a
take, he'll,
hyena.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Never mind. My brain completely forgot the hyena was there. I was like, oh, it's only 1-0. But no, yeah, there's a giant hyena. Never mind.
Yeah. The
He's so
7
big, I
misses
forget
the
he's
Pack
there.
Lord. Yeah. Okay.
He's so big. Fluffy.
Mizeki, it is your turn.
It's the lack
These
of an
two
image.
dudes are assholes. Look at them.
What, being smart?
Yeah, they're letting their leader die. How dare they? I'm gonna run over here. Does that put me within 30 feet of that guy? I don't want to be within 30 feet of that guy.
Yes, it
I want to
does.
be like further away from this guy.
Okay.
There. And then I'm gonna shoot the hyena.
Okay.
Man, that was an 18 and then it fell over. It's a 10 to hit.
That will miss. I think you should
Yeah.
stop, calling out when it was almost a thing, because I think the dice hear you and just love
It
reacting
happens
to it.
it happens every time though. It's so upsetting. I'm gonna make the screen bigger is what I'm gonna do. There. I've made the screen huge. Now it can't hit the side.
All right.
Alright. That's me done.
Who wants to take bets on whether or not that'll actually help?
Ito, it's your turn. Oh, it's not going to help. The digital dice just hate Mizeki.
They do. That's my first above 10.
Well,
Ito, be the man you
Ito's been
need to
given
be.
another shot at this whole thing.
Kill the Pack Lord, Ito.
So, yeah.
Gore him
Sorry,
with your
my
horns.
mouse scroll wheel decided to stop working, so I couldn't actually get to my Icklewood attack.
Why do you not use your glaive? It does more damage.
because I
16
like my
hits.
shield.
Fair enough.
How much damage?
That'll be 6 damage.
Okay.
Yay.
6.
All right.
And just because consistency, I'm gonna shove prone again.
Okay.
It's a 10 total.
Beats his 5.
You're just a bully. Just run around hitting people and knocking them down.
All right. The
Being-
hyena is going to take a bite out of
yeah,
cleric.
and I will
Oh,
Alright.
you will what?
unwavering mark, but I don't think it really matters because I know he's gonna go for me again anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay. The hyena gets a 5, which will miss, and then it is Ore's turn. So now he heals his d6, which I'll keep my max
Yay.
roll that I did last time. So
Cool. Look at him go. He's like a little spring.
yay! And then he's got an action and a bonus action to do.
I feel like he's gonna primal savagery the big boy now.
Okay. 15 will hit
Yay.
for 7 points of damage, which will
And
take him
then
down.
Nice. And then he'll starry form at Dis on the big hyena.
That's not
Because he
starry
likes
form.
attacking big back things.
15 hits
I'm upset that the druid hits and does far more damage than I do.
for 8 damage.
Just in general.
Okay. Sadzi, your turn.
I'm running out of things I can do.
Now is the time to firebolt. Pew pew.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna firebolt everything. Let's. Is the boss isn't up, right? We killed him.
Boss is down.
Okay, so let's start with the hyena.
Okay. Firebolt away.
Pew pew. All right, 21 to hit
21 hits.
and 5 damage.
Okay. The hyena is still up.
Yeah, but I did singe him a little, so that's good.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't really think there's anything else I can do, considering I have 4 HP, and I don't want to get in the middle of that mess.
All right. Okay, so that's 2 null attacks on Ore. The first is a 13, the second is a 6. 1 null attack on Ito. That is a crit.
Why?
You're the tank.
Why?
You asked for this.
I can defend Ore. I can defend Ore. I can't defend myself.
You were
will
all like,
take
I'm the tank.
13 piercing damage.
Ito's down again.
It's fine. He can heal you.
All right. And then it is Alondiel's turn, who will spend his last heal slot to give you 11 hit points.
Yay. Just smacks him repeatedly. Get up!
You stay up, I tell you.
We don't have time for this. Get up.
Bonus action.
Gonna go help your father in the yard.
Let's move this one to kill the one that's been killing Ito.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Spiritual weapon. 20 will hit for 4 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay. And then it is Miseki's turn.
All right. Step 1, disengage.
Why?
Step 2, because I'm gonna run past this dude.
Oh, I was like, you're not near him. Okay. Disengage. Run past the dude.
Step 2, run over here. Or wait, yeah. Step 3, shoot the hyena.
Okay.
It worked a
I
lot better
like how
this time.
Mizeki has missed enough times. I like how Mizeki has missed enough times that he now gets into basically point blank range before firing.
Shut your face. I just did 17 damage. I hit on a 19
to a
to the
hyena
giant
that
hyena.
had 1 hit point left.
And now he's dead.
Wait. You did 17 damage to the hyena? What did you do? Smack him in the face with the crossbow?
I shot a bolt through his nose into his brain.
Okay. Anything
Wait,
else?
you shot the bolt in the hyena?
I've used my bonus action to disengage. I have my move. No, wait, no, I just moved. Never mind, I'm good. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Ito.
That's all my stuff.
I mean, out of character, that shot would have been really nice on the one that's been murdering me repeatedly.
Yeah, but I don't know how hurt the thing is. And it's big and scary, and I'm running in that
Fair enough.
direction.
Fair, fair. So, Ito is gonna continue being mean. Um, he's just gonna circle around this thing, and this time when he shoves it, he's just gonna shove it at Elondiel.
Okay.
But first, he's gonna attack it.
So you're moving around to the back side of him. Boop.
Yep.
Okay.
If I could have gotten in melee with the guy, I would have attacked him. But I was 5 feet short.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
12 to hit.
12 will miss.
And time for a shove. 21.
21 beats his 9. So you said you're pushing him 5 feet back?
Yep.
Here we go. Okay.
And then I'll close the gap so that he is flanked.
Okay.
Wait, do
And
you have to be hold on, do you have to be within 5 feet of someone to defend them or 5 feet of the enemy?
5 feet of the person, unfortunately.
Can you 5-foot step up, please, so that when this guy runs up and stabs me, I don't die?
Sounds good.
Because this dude's gonna run up and stab me.
the dude behind you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been chasing me and I just ran past him. I feel like he's gonna go
Okay.
after
I
me.
don't know. I don't know why it's doing this, but Fantasy Grounds is not letting me move Ito at the moment. So,
You looks
um,
like you might be in measure mode. I don't know.
ah,
There we
that
go.
is possible. How does
Right.
one?
I don't know. Right click and do pointers, remove all. You're in the right spot now. So
Okay. It is Ore's turn now.
well, he's gonna take the advantage and primal savage that man.
Okay. Which one?
The one between him and Ito.
Okay. Oh, that's what you meant by take the advantage.
Yep. Because if he kills that one, he can step between these two and give Alandil a chance to, yeah, or Ito.
24 to hit for 10 points of damage.
Goodness.
Okay.
And then he's gonna shoot stars out of his chest at disadvantage again.
Against the one he's flanking?
Yeah, may as well.
Okay.
So would it be flat?
Yep. 14 will hit
Cool. Nice.
for 10 points of damage,
Nice.
which will kill that gnoll.
And then he'll step through diagonally to be on the other side so that he can give 2 spots of advantage. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. And then it's Sadzi's turn.
Well, I'll be boring. Let's go for the null in between. Looks like Ore and Alandio.
Number 8.
Yeah, number 8.
Okay.
Firebolt ho.
He's not a hoe. He's a strong, independent doll.
13.
13 will hit.
8 damage.
Okay.
Null number 3 probably feels like a dumbass. He ran away from his leader. He didn't catch anyone. He's just not helping.
He was trying. You're just
He
faster than
tried.
him.
Significantly.
All right. Anything else, Sadzi?
No, that's probably good.
Okay. The gnolls are going to wail on Ore. That is an 8 and a 7.
The Knolls clearly went to the Mizeki school of hitting things.
And it's a good thing they did.
And then we're going to hit Mizeki. That is an 18.
It hits.
That is 4 points of damage.
Save me, Ito.
Yep. 1 sec, sorry. Make that 1 point of damage
Yay, 1
because I
point
got
of
a
damage.
1 on my d10.
Hey, it happens.
I've got 6 hit points
Yeah, it
left.
happens, especially if you're Mazeki.
Bite me. Please don't. I'll die.
Okay, it is Alondiel's turn. Spiritual weapon come in,
Yeah.
and then Alondiel will
And then
step
I'll feel
over.
like he'll bring the thunder, right? Just bonk the dude.
Actually, Alondiel won't step over because he has no melee attack, so he'll stay there.
I mean, he has a short sword.
Yeah, his Toll the Dead is
Is he
way
wearing
better than a
is
short
he wearing
sword.
a shield?
No.
I feel like he would step over because he's got a shield on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he'd step over at least to be there. Does that count or does it not count? Because he's not.
Well, he's not making any attacks, so it doesn't benefit him at all.
Well, yeah, but it would benefit Ore.
Yeah. All right. Spiritual
He can
weapon.
technically he can punch the guy.
12 will miss. And Toll the
Oh,
Dead.
Does the spiritual weapon get flanking?
No, it
no.
doesn't.
It's a spell thing, and it uses your spell attack. It doesn't benefit from any other.
11 will fail the save. And so number 8 takes 6 points of damage.
Nice.
Which is just enough to kill him.
It can. I know it can benefit if they're prone, but it doesn't have it. It doesn't exist technically, so it can't like flank or anything.
Yeah.
You can also stand in its square.
Okay, Mizeki, it is your turn.
Let's see. I am going to drop my bow and I can't draw 2 weapons. Dang it. That's annoying. I'll just rapier him.
Okay,
That is a 23 to hit,
that hits.
and the minimum damage I can possibly do.
4. Okay.
Yeah, it's 4. Oh, and I don't get sneak attack because I'm not sneaking. And then I will disengage and move away.
Okay.
There we go. We'll go around this building.
All right, Ito.
Cool. So,
I would appreciate some help.
well, I was gonna. Are you within the range where he can get back in melee with you?
Just beat this dude up. He's chasing me. Beat him up, knock him down, so he can't keep chasing me. Be a bully.
Okay. I was just gonna bully the one that I can get flanking advantage on.
That's true. I don't know.
Yeah, that works.
Either way,
Yeah. I'll go for an 7 just because I can get free advantage over there.
Okay.
you're gonna stand on the rat.
Did you fix it to where you can move? There you go. Okay.
Nice.
Yep.
Go ahead, roll to hit.
That is a 25.
25 hits.
Nice. You actually used the advantage.
11 damage.
Okay. All right, he's still standing. And then it is Oray's
Dang it!
turn.
I was kind of hoping he. I was kind of hoping he would. Oh, I can knock him prone and have it be actually useful if it's Ore next.
Okay.
Actually, it's not useful because we're flanking anyway. But 14.
Okay. Yeah, that beats his 5.
Double advantage. Did we ever figure out how many things of ointment we have? I know we have a thing of Kyotogomol's ointment, but I don't. It has a certain number of charges, and I don't know how many we have.
No one ever asked, so
Yeah. So no. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna stick it on myself anyway. But
okay. All right. So yeah, it is Oray's turn.
he's gonna bonk that dude with the primal savagery of the wilderness stars. I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly what part of nature the primal savagery thing is. Jesus.
24 hits for 2 points of damage.
He stabs him right in the eyeball very gently.
Okay. The knoll is
And
still laying
then
down.
I feel like he would shoot the null 5
Okay.
with the disc just to try and pull his attention.
Uh, 16 will hit for 13 points of damage. Dude, this druid's a powerhouse.
Yeah, I know,
He
right? I'm
certainly
gonna have to
pulled
play a
his
druid after
attention.
this. He's over here like
Sudsy.
reminds me of like Superman.
Okay. Let's shoot no 5. Why not?
Yeah, because Mizaki's yelling, "Help!"
Okay.
So it's 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Ooh, and 9 points of damage.
And that was on number 5.
Yes.
That'll kill him. All right.
There you go, Mizeki. You're saved.
Anything
Yeah.
else?
No, I think that's good for my turn.
Okay. And then the Null's going to attack Ito after standing up. That is a 19 for 4 points of damage.
That'll hit.
And then it is Alondiel's turn. So spiritual weapon, because that's the standard thing. 14 hits for 8 points of damage, which will kill him. What would you like him to do for his action? He has no spell slots left.
Is this Elandil?
Yeah.
He has an action. Yeah, can he toll
Yep.
number null?
He can toll the dead. 15 save, so that'll save.
Oh,
And then it is your turn, Mizeki.
I'm gonna shoot this dude.
With what? You dropped your bow. And then
I
ran
have
away
a
from
hand. I have a hand crossbow.
it.
I have a lot of weapons.
Okay, so now you're dropping your rapier, pulling out your hand crossbow to shoot him.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a lot of weapons on me.
Okay.
15 to hit
15 hits.
and 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay. Ito. Or I guess Mizeki if you want to do anything else. Like run.
I'm gonna run around the corner. Because Sadzi's up a giant wall.
Okay.
You know, Mizeki, when this battle's finished, you're gonna have to like run around picking up all your weapons.
I've only dropped 2 and I know where they are.
Ito, it is your turn.
I'm gonna take a guess that it's more than 30 feet from where I am to him, so
It is indeed.
I think it is tempting to use the ballista in some way, but I think it's probably more practical to do anything else.
It takes 3 actions to do the ballista.
So,
Use your active search to use the ballista.
He's already used action search.
I know,
no,
but
I
it'd be
already
so
used
cool.
it.
It'd be so cool.
I already used it to run at the ballista head on.
And that probably changed the tide of the fights.
It definitely did.
So I think Ito. See, I find it really funny because the Ikawa is better in melee, but just has half the throwing distance of a normal spear. So I think I'll just drop the Ikawa, pull out a spear, and chuck it.
Okay.
Why would you not just use your longbow of infinite arrows?
Because I'm still wielding a shield, and that takes a full action to put away.
Oh yeah, that's always sad. Fair enough. Throw your hand axes. Yeah. Throw your shield at him.
So I'll go to there, and I think from there it's like a 20-foot throw to him.
Yeah.
Does a 14 hit?
14 does hit.
Yay.
That'll be 7 damage.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Because it is now.
Don't think so, no.
All right. It is now Oray's turn, who still has 2 spell slots left.
Well, he's gonna save them in case anyone else tries to murder us. He's gonna shoot his starry form first,
Okay.
and then if that doesn't work, he'll figure it out.
24 hits for 7 points of damage. How does Oray want to do this?
I imagine at this point he's pretty knocked around a bit, but he's got this glow and starlight in his chest that he's been calling forth, and he's gonna anchor it and shove it forward towards the enemy in like a very heaving method, right towards the knoll's head.
All right. And with that, all of the combatants on the enemy side are down.
And the hay's on fire.
And the hay is on fire. And the horses are running around.
Hey, we can use the druid to get the horses.
So,
If it looks like combat's over, Mizeki's going to use Mage Hand to start pouring buckets of water on the hay
okay.
at a distance.
At this point, the hay is mostly burnt.
We're doing some fire safety, you know. We don't want to cause a wildfire.
Because there's a whole lot to catch on in this very rocky area.
Within the
With
30-foot
the stone
stone
wall.
walls.
Yeah. Hey, it's only you can prevent forest fires.
Okay. So, with that done, what would you like to do now?
I feel like we're all pretty banged up, right?
Oh, yeah. Except
Alright, is almost
Alandio.
dead. Landiel's fine.
So
There
weren't
are
weren't there
4.
non-combatants
Yeah, there's
in
some.
some of these buildings?
Yep.
We've got 4 charges left, or 3
So
charges
we
left
should
of
maybe
Ori's Healy thing.
4.
4, so I think we'll spread those
we
out.
should maybe take We should maybe take inventory of all of the non-combatants before kind of anything else, just so that we don't have one sprinting off to warn anyone.
Yeah. I mean, there's nowhere. It doesn't look like there's really anywhere to leave that we can see, at least. Let's give one of the d6s to each person except Elandio,
Okay.
and then I'll finish that off.
All right. Mizeki, you get 5. Ito, you get 5. Satsu, you get 4. And Ore gets 5.
Nice. That's a good spell when you've got the time for it.
It's a great spell when you have the time for it. And before they errated it, it was broken.
It was super broken. I wish we had Prayer of Healing available, but we're down in spell slots. So.
Okay.
I feel like at this point, maybe get the horses secure while some people check on the. I mean, Mizaki's going to mention he saw people that didn't look like combatants in at least the mess hall. And there's this building here. There's a couple buildings to check out. I feel like we check out the ones on top first.
Okay. All right. So we'll say Ore, and Alandiel are gathering the horses. That takes care
Okay.
of them since they're not here tonight.
Yeah.
And the druids, good with horses. So, which building did you want to check out first? The other 3 of you.
We can we see into the mess hall at all, or any of the windows open?
The windows are open. So.
Okay. I feel like we'll get over. Let's check this building here we haven't been in that we've been crawling around.
Okay. You've been crawling around.
Well, Sadzi too.
Right.
And then Ito, we can keep an eye. Like I can keep an eye on the area over here in case somebody runs around or whatever.
Okay. So this first building here to the north is an armory, and there are
Ooh.
all sorts of weapons and shields scattered about.
Nice. We'll definitely
Ito, by
save
the
that.
way, is going to be reloading the ballistas.
Good plan.
Okay.
And then I guess we'll go check the one where we know there are people.
Okay.
Can the ballistas turn all the way around at all,
Uh,
or are they stuck like
they they have 180-degree range.
Dang. Okay. So we'll probably have one face each direction, with the third one facing forward.
Okay.
So yeah, let's go check out this one where they know there's people, and Ito can go first. Because he's big and scary.
Okay. So the mess hall. There are 4 non-combatants in there. Upon Mazeki's first entry in there, when you left, they were all screaming, cowering in the corner.
That's polite of them.
Yes. As you enter, you see that they have returned to the dining, and as they see you come in, they again begin to scream and panic, running to
So
hide
they're
in
like
the corner.
Sims. They forgot we were here and went back to what they were doing.
Oh, they figured you were dead.
Even with the windows
Yeah.
literally showing the carnage.
It's fine. They're like the Sims with fire. It goes out of sight, they lose track of it, they're like, whatever.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, it's reasonable that we were dead. Like, that's a reasonable assumption that we got killed.
Yep. Like they
So,
watched you run around the back, being chased by their by their soldiers. So
I feel like step one is speak to them in common. Do any of you speak common?
yeah, we all do.
Good. We have orders from the mayor to disband and destroy this gang of misfits. You don't all seem to be particularly interested in fighting, so I'd like to see if you are interested in going back to town.
They'll kill us. So we'd rather stay here.
Fair? Is there anything we should know about that would kill you here?
That would kill you here or us here? That's a very distinct difference.
Both are good. Let's start with us, since I feel I'm more important to myself than you are.
Oh, the guards will kill you.
They've tried, certainly, and they didn't do a very good job. Are there any that wouldn't have responded to the initial call of defense?
Um, this early in the evening? No, none would be asleep quite yet.
Good. Do any of you know where the other leader is? Because we have two heads now, and we're looking for the third.
Uh,
We'd like a match set, you see.
which leader did you have?
He's I mean, I guess he still has them.
Frankly, I don't know. Can you identify them? And Ito's just gonna pull out the two hands.
To which they scream in horror.
Yes, yes, yes. They tried to do the same to us. Please.
All right. So the first one, the one that you killed back at the camp, they identify that one as having once belonged to Albed, and the
Albed, okay.
one that you procured here, they identify as belonging to Eltal.
Do you have the hit list, Ito? Or
Yes,
should I write
we
those down?
should
Okay.
have one left. I'm looking for where that is because my notes are at home.
I know I thought I wrote them down. I may have just written down there were three of them.
You probably never got the names. Ito, I think, is the only one that ever got the names.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I
we
think
never
I
actually
said them
asked for
very
them.
briefly, but I don't know
Yeah,
that
you
I
mentioned them, but we weren't
recorded them
like,
any.
yeah, we were like not, we were in the middle of something.
Mm-hmm. So the
Cool.
third name is Igreg.
No, I am Greg.
There we go.
It's technically Igreg, but
Yes,
Oh, fair.
and Igreg is the forge. He's the smith. So we're missing that one.
okay.
And we stole his stuff. He's going to be pissed off.
So when you give the name, they respond, he's at the forward base.
Can't you show us on a map?
No, we don't have a map.
If I made you a map, could you show me on a map?
I guess. Depends on how good your map is.
How far away from here and what direction is the forward base?
It's in the swamp.
Oh, not the castle. Is there another base?
The castle? Yeah. I guess you could call it that.
Oh, that's a little bit ours now.
Yeah. Okay, so he wasn't there, which means he's on the loose somewhere. That's not good.
Wait, are we sure that what they're talking about and what we cleared out earlier are the same?
No. Would there have been some sort of shaman lizard man in this fortress base?
I don't know what all they recruited. I know they recruited several of the swamp folk though.
Fair, fair. So, besides the guards and the dead leader here, is there anyone else in this area that we should be worried about?
Well, the rest of the army, they are about 4 days out, and when they don't hear from Eltel in the morning, they will turn and come back.
That is
Hear from
terrible
him
operational
how?
security.
Hear from
Uh,
him how precisely?
uh, he has ways of sending messages to his army.
Right.
We should search his body. I'm gonna go search his body
Yeah.
and see if he has a sending stone, and if not, we'll find it. If he has one, we'll find it.
Okay.
Then I can pretend to be him.
You search his body. You find 5 different sending stones.
Oh god.
Perfect.
Time to become spam callers.
I'm calling about your car warranty. Okay, so we have 5 Noel sending.
Well, I mean, wouldn't they try to reach him first if they didn't hear from him and hope for a response?
It depends on how good of OPSEC they're running. If they're running reasonably good, he would call them instead of the other way around because he's the base. But I mean, worst shot. I'll hold on to him. We'll see what we can do. We don't know who they go to. Just try them all. Hey,
Oh,
how are things?
and did we ask the non-combatants if there were any creatures we needed to worry about?
We haven't. That's a good one. Any additional things beyond the 2 large hyena?
Here? No.
Yes. Cool. All right.
Wait,
So will the
did you kill our
yeah?
pets?
Technically, no. They killed themselves. There was a fire. They started chasing the horses. Things got out of hand. It was very sad. I'm happy to roll deception.
Yes, please do.
19.
Okay. They go, what? They wouldn't run into a fire. Who who does the magic on you that made him run into the fire?
None of your business. We are asking the questions. Moving on. Do you want to stay here for when the army comes back angry? Or would you rather run away now?
Uh, no, we live here.
Okay. We're going to block this door for a bit and go do some stuff and close these windows. We will unlock the door when we leave, and you can do whatever you like. We'd prefer if you didn't tell anyone, because then we'll have to come back and kill you.
Um, we don't have ways of sending messages.
Sure. Great. Fantastic. Let's get to work then. If you could all please close these windows. And then Mizaki's going to work and we'll put something so we can block the door from opening.
Okay.
Like I mean, we're not imprisoning them, but he just doesn't want them wandering around while they're checking out stuff.
Okay. So the door opens inward.
Well, then we'll put some big heavy things
I
in
mean,
front of it on the outside so they can't
yeah,
go through
those
it.
Okay.
those big old planks by the front gate are meant to block that entire all those spikes. So I feel like those would
I think
pretty
it's
well
only a
stop
few.
these guys from
Yeah.
at least quietly escaping.
Yeah, we'll just do that. We'll rig the planks from the outside, angle them up through the inside so that they stay stuck.
Okay.
I mean, obviously they can get out if they really try, but it's more of a just a please stay here. I guess step 2 is let's check out the other rooms. The room in the middle would be good.
Okay.
And can we have Elendil record if that's a giant runic circle when we check that? If we can have him draw it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you want to check the middle room next.
Yes.
Okay. So you enter into the middle room, and there are several tables with various games and things spread across. This is essentially just a place for those on duty to wait when nothing's happening
Free,
outside and they're not
free
patrolling.
games.
Yeah. So if you want some dice and some decks of cards and some chess sets.
Yes. 100% we'll take several sets of things
Okay.
just to have.
They're in
It's good to
not
have.
great condition, but you know.
Yeah, it's fine. And then we'll go, I guess, check out this other room with this giant lizard skin.
Yeah, so in the back room there is a giant lizard skin rug leading to just a single throne at the back.
I would like to search the room.
Okay. You search the room and you find underneath the giant lizard rug 2 gold coins.
Cool. That's weird. Makes sense though. It's a rug. I don't want to steal the rug really. How heavy is the rug?
The rug is fairly heavy. The largest issue with moving the rug is that the tail is um, underneath the large stone throne.
I was just gonna throw it in the water, so I'm happy to cut the tail and toss it in the lake.
Okay.
Just some mild vandalism.
Mild vandalism. Okay.
If
You
anyone else has any vandalism they want to commit, feel free to chime in.
you cut the tail off of the giant lizard skinned rug.
I mean, I kind of set things on fire already. That may be good for my vandalism quota for the day.
All right. What else do you want to look at next?
We'll clear the small room on the right, I guess. Whatever this thing is over here.
In the top corner, or
Yeah, sure. We'll go to the top corner first. Clear
okay.
down. Clear down.
So the top corner is a pantry and kitchen. There
Awesome.
is a giant barrel in there, as well as several crates of various food and an oven.
I'm gonna try what's in the barrel.
Okay, it is fairly mediocre mead.
I'm gonna break the spigot so that it drains.
Okay.
We're just here to commit crime.
Okay.
Truly a heinous war crime.
Yes. I mean, make the army unhappy is like our goal, right? Like there's an army, and the fact that there is an army is bad because it clearly doesn't work for the mayor. And then I guess leave the food alone because there's people here that need to eat, and I don't want to
Yeah,
figure out
but
how
you
much
got
food
rid of
they'll
all
need.
of their mead.
Yeah, I know. They've got water. They won't die.
Just flip all the food into the mead so that it's just completely soaked through.
There are limits to my
Nah,
evilness.
I mean, to be fair, if this is mostly medieval setting, the water would kill.
It's okay. If they die of cholera in 2 years, that's not my problem.
Okay.
2 years? Try like two
Okay,
days.
so what is this room with the stairwell in it?
So it just has a single stairwell that leads down. I have just shared a new image with you, so you can see what it leads down to. It is called SDHQB, which is an abbreviation for Shattered Dust Headquarters Basement.
All right. I'm guessing it's a bunch of cells.
It is indeed a bunch of cells.
Can we search and make sure there's nothing of value for us?
Yeah, no
what
people or
what do you
anything.
define a value? Oh, people. Okay.
Are there people?
People,
Are there useful
coins,
objects?
useful
Yeah.
objects.
Yes. So the 5 cells
Large
along the
naked
back
men.
wall are all occupied.
By whom or what?
All tabaxi.
Slimes. Oh, tabaxi. Well, shit. Okay. So I'll
Um,
set to work on fixing that. Starting to open them.
Okay.
And while I guess
yeah,
we look
well,
for
wait,
keys.
wait, before you open them, make sure that they're not loyal to um anyone against the actual government.
They could just lie
Like,
to me. Like literally, they could just lie. But sure. So Mizeki will be like, "You guys are prisoners, or what's the deal here?"
Uh, yeah. Um, we went to Kuche on a trip, and the next thing we knew, we got attacked by this group of gnolls, and then they drug us here. Um, there were 20 of us at one point, and now we're down to 5.
That's not good. Well, praise be to name of the counselor who I've forgotten. It's not
Marvel.
Shadow, that's the bad guy. Praise be to Marvel. He's sent us. So if you could please get back from the door, we'll get this popped open. We've got some water and food you can get. And then we'll get you out of here and back somewhere. We'll figure that out. We'll get you safe.
Yeah, we live in Bracknell.
Good. We're headed that way.
Okay.
And Sadzi takes a step back into the shadows. Whatever shadows she can find.
Okay.
So I guess we'll work on getting this place opened up while they check the rest of the cells if there's anything of use.
All right. So there's not anything of use in any of the other cells. The cages in the center of the room, the northernmost cage, does have a body inside of it.
Is it still like together or is it skeleton?
It is still together, and
Would
it
it be
is
identifiable?
identifiable enough as a tabaxi from here.
Okay.
Okay.
We-
Can we ask if Elandiel can sketch the Tabaxi's face in case there's like
Also
missing people
ask,
or whatever?
yeah, ask the
Okay.
other people, who is this?
There is no need, Satsi, because as the body gets pulled out of the cage, you recognize the face of your father.
What the fuck?
Well, that's something.
Okay. Does Sadzi share this information? I'm guessing not.
I'm pretty sure that me gasping and like putting my hands to my mouth and starting to cry. I'm pretty sure y'all would cotton on that something bad has happened.
Let's
Because even if my father and I weren't exactly on the best of terms,
you don't want your father murdered.
precisely.
So Zeki will probably be like, let's get her, take her up topside, figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ito will just kind of start leading her there and leave Mizeki to handle things down here.
Gonna work with Elendil probably to get the body transferred. Does he have a repose or whatever? No. He can prepare it tomorrow. No, is that a cantrip? Is gentle
Uh,
repose a cantrip?
I think
It
so.
is
Or
now.
no,
It is a second level
it's a
spell.
second level spell.
Yep,
Oh, he
second
does have
level.
it. He just doesn't have any slots. Okay, so and it can be yeah, it can be
Yes.
ritual cast. Cool. Okay, cool. We've got the material, so we can ritual cast that later.
Okay.
So I guess we'll secure the people first and make sure they've got food and water and all that.
Yes.
And go ahead.
Yeah, so you'll need to make a thieves' tools check to pick the lock.
I believe in myself. A 14.
Okay. It takes a bit, but you finally get it on the
Yay.
first one.
Cool. And then at this point, I'm going to use my magic hand to do the rest because
Okay.
reasons.
All right.
How many do I need to do?
There are technically 6 locks because you had to do the one with the dead tabaxi with Sadzi's dead father in it.
So got 9, 18, 20. So one of them gives me trouble. One of them's a 13. So I got a 9 and a 13 so far, and a 12 are my lowest.
Yeah, so the
And
9
then I got like
fails, but then you re-rolled it later on and you were able to get it. It wasn't bad enough to break your picks, so you're good.
cool. 11 is my lowest,
Yeah,
and I need to probably roll one more.
you rolled a lot.
I did. I just kept
1,
clicking
2,
the button. It's
3,
fun to do.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you rolled way more than you needed to.
Cool. It's fun to do. I don't get to do it very often.
You don't get to do it and succeed.
Yes, that's what I said.
All right.
Cool. So we'll get everybody out. They're not like chained up or anything, yeah?
No.
Cool.
Locked away in cages.
So yeah, we'll focus on get them fed and all. If any of them are grievously wounded, we can take care of that.
Okay.
Uh, and then I guess check the other buildings, which look to be a
Ito,
bathhouse.
in the meanwhile,
Yeah.
Ito is very interested in this rune circle thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the room in the bottom corner is a bathhouse. And then there are some training dummies set up. And then the next building over there on the south side is a bedroom for the army, for those that are stationed here.
And then the two interesting rooms.
Then the two interesting rooms. So, the circular room has just a singular rune in the center of it. You guys, having seen one of these before, identify it as a teleportation sigil.
I feel like
Is there
now would be a good time to like be ready to use our sending stone. The
Okay.
real one, not the 5 ones we got. We do want to check that last building though.
Yeah, you guys have 7 sending stones now, by the way.
I'm gonna label them with little bits of paper. They're all labeled.
Okay.
What's up, Ito?
um well, I was gonna have Ito try to identify the thing, but now we kind of know, so easy enough there. Is there any
Yeah.
way to? I was gonna say determine where it goes, but I'm assuming it's more teleportation circle things linked to this.
Correct. Teleportation circle.
Okay, so let's check the last room before we send out a message.
Okay. So the last room, as you enter it in, there is a singular desk against the wall, all with drawers open and paper scattered all across it. In the center of the room is a large rug. Sitting on top of the rug is a table with paper scattered all about the table and rug, and a map in the center of the table.
Free map. Does the map have anything interesting on it?
The
I
map
guess
has lots
let's
of
see.
interesting things on it. So this is a map of the wilds, and it seems to be battle plans. And you can
Okay.
see drawn on it the army's path marching towards Bracknell, as well as a secondary army marching from the swamp towards Bracknell.
Okay, so sending stone now. This is probably a good idea. Let's put together, I guess, our message.
Okay.
Ito is probably just gonna be collecting up literally all of the papers in this room if they have any writing on them.
They all have writing on them.
Good, that means more collecting to do.
Okay. So let's put together your message.
What's the place Kuche? How do you spell that?
KU apostrophe CHE.
Okay. So I've got so far, let me check how much this is. So far, I've got 16 words that say took outpost, found battle plans, teleportation circle, here, two armies coming to Bracknell, Kuche North, Swamp South. So we've got 8 words left. Killed second leader, 1 remains. Dang it. Uh, Killed 2 of 3. Okay. All right. So I've got took outpost, found battle plans, teleportation circle here, 2 armies coming to Bracknell, Kuche North, Swamp South, killed 2 of leader, 5 sending stones, unknown. That covers everything. Do we have anything else we want to share? Any other pertinent information? Sadzi is sad. We don't know why yet, but they probably don't care.
Sad, yes, that's a great way to describe me sitting against a building, like having a very quiet emotional breakdown. Yes.
We don't have time for emotions yet. People are sending armies to the place that we are going to use to go home. I think that covers it.
Now, it is worth noting that the other people, the prisoner or the non-combatants, specifically said if the armies know that something happened here, they will turn around immediately and come back here.
Yes,
So we could just spam all 5 of those sending stones that the base has been compromised,
that is a
and the
good
entire
plan.
attack will be called off.
The problem then is we don't probably know exactly where the army is marching wise, and we're on the wrong side of the anvil at that point. I mean, I think it's a good plan. How long does it look like it'd take them to travel? Is there any indication of that?
So you were told that they were 4 days. They had been marching for 4 days.
Yeah, and is there any indication of how far away they are from Bracknell?
From Bracknell?
'Cause I know it was like a week by boat.
Yeah, and it's 2 weeks by foot, so
Okay,
they're still
so
a
they're
week
a
and a
ways.
half away.
So ostensibly, we have time to leave and then tell them.
Yeah, so theoretically we could just like get out of here, send messages to all the stones saying that the base has been compromised, they'll all turn around and call off the attack, and we're good. Alternatively, if we had, I mean, they're presumably not expecting a place that is ready for this attack. So if we can make them do the attack expecting little resistance and they get a lot of resistance, we can break down this entire army.
I mean, potentially, it depends on the scale of the army as compared to the scale of the defenders.
Well, yes, exactly, but it also depends on how defensible Bracknell is. I really don't know.
Yeah, it didn't. Bracknell didn't exactly seem like a fortress when we were there, right?
No, it's not a fortress,
It's
but
just a
there
town.
was a fairly decent guard presence, but
Okay.
it wouldn't survive against an army, much less two.
All right, let me adjust some of the words here. So there are 4 days of the 14. So okay. So I have modified our message slightly.
Okay.
Um, took outpost, found battle plans, teleportation circle, 2 armies towards Bracknell, Kuche and Swamp, 10 days away, killed 2 of leaders, 5 sending stones. I think that covers all of our information we can send right now, and they can sending us back, and we can convey that we're going to try and get them to turn around.
Okay.
Or if they want us to, like, obviously, we're asking for advice.
All right. So you send that now.
I think so. Does anybody have any other things we need to send? Any objections? Cool.
Okay. So Zamza's voice comes in reply. Good work on taking the outpost. Will warn Bracknell about invasion. Will send golden shields to help defend. See if you can get and intercept in meantime.
Cool. Sounds like a plan. I feel like step one now should be we take all this stuff we've just stolen, we ruin their teleportation circle, and then we go tell the mayor goodbye, and he should leave. And we leave. Get ourselves on a boat, maybe. Because I feel like we're not going to get a good reception no matter where we go at this point. Are there any like cloaks or clothes or anything we can use to cover up the various tabaxi?
Now,
Um,
Ito is gonna kind of. I mean, he understands wanting to get the tabaxi out. He is kind of very much looking forward to finding Shadow and finding the last of these Knoll leaders,
Sure, but
if
we
we can
need to
do that.
leave.
True.
We don't have any unless like we need to, we're going to need time to if we can decode anything from all these papers. We don't want to be in this space for super long, and we definitely don't want to be in the town.
Sure. Yep. That works.
I feel like steal their horses, break their teleportation circle, take all their papers, take their prisoners, and leave is our probably our best bet right now.
okay. I'm going to say, in addition to rounding up the horses, Ore and Alandiel also um, took apart the spikes protecting the
Oh,
entrance.
yeah. That makes sense. Put them around the eating place.
I
Haha,
was
you're
just
trapped.
gonna put all of the spikes, like, use those in the destruction of the portal, and then just leave them around the portal so that if someone does somehow manage to teleport there, congrats, you get
Well,
spikes.
they're like stuck in the ground. They're big spikes you
True.
dig into the ground.
Mhm.
True.
Can we roll arcane or whatever to figure out if we can damage or destroy this teleportation circle without blowing ourselves up?
Yeah, you can roll Arcana.
Is any one of us particularly good at that? Ori has a +4.
Ito got a nat
Satsi does
1.
too. I got a 6. Sadzi, what do you get?
Sadness.
Ito needs to stop checking out portals. This has gone horribly every
11.
single time.
Ori got a 14.
I got an 11, by the way.
And Elandiel got a 20.
Okay. So you know that to destroy this will take powerful magic.
We can't just like chisel out a part of it.
Nope, it's not like that. So,
Can we leave a bunch of stuff in the way?
I mean, you could pile stuff up on the circle. It does
Would that
not
like cause
stop its
problems?
use. No.
No, okay. Should fill the room with water.
Fill it with all
Alright.
the mead.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm gonna put
Put
some
all
horse
the
poop in
bodies in
there.
here. Put
Yeah,
all
gonna
the
put some
bodies in
horse poop
here
in all
just
the
to send
bodies
a
in here.
really
Just
efficient
yeah,
message. And
we'll
also,
yeah,
it's going to smell awful when they show up.
yeah. We'll
Okay.
gather up the remains and some horse poop and put it all in here and leave it, because that's the best we can do is make them really upset.
Okay.
And then I guess we'll start the plan, which is check the armory. That's the plan.
Okay.
We didn't actually check the armory. We was like, oh, it's an armory. Cool.
Yep. So,
Ito gets more weapons.
yep. Lots of weapons and shields in here.
Cool.
No magical things though.
That's fine. Do the horses have stuff to load, like pack stuff on them?
No. These are riding horses.
Okay.
And how many horses did we get?
There were 4.
Cool. I
Now we
momentarily
have
forgot
5
about Mazeki
horses.
being a centaur.
Yeah, that'd be really weird. It'd be hilarious.
Centaur
Technically, by
riding
the
a
rules, it's
horse.
allowed.
I'm on a
By the
horse.
rules, it's allowed.
It is. So I would say we'll grab up as many of the weapons as we can.
Okay.
Reasonably. Maybe use some of the containers that
Unreasonably.
hold food and pick up some ropes to put them on the horses. Because we're not planning to like full sprint or anything. But anything we can take from them is good.
Okay.
And any of the stuff I feel like we can't take, I guess we'll throw them in the lake. Or break them if it's like a bow.
All right. Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
And then I guess we will go to the town.
Okay.
Or outskirts of the town, I guess.
All right. You're going to go to the town and do what?
We need to get a boat, I feel like, at this point, and head back towards Bracknell.
Okay. So it is definitely nighttime by the time you arrive back in Kuche.
Yes.
I think do we maybe, because we are half an hour over our session time and I'm
Oh,
getting real tired. Do
we
we
should
maybe
stop
want to
here.
Yeah.
leave that decision for when we have the other players?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we'll cut it. We're ready to leave here, and if they've thought of anything, they can let us know before we leave the fort.
Sounds good. I was mostly just curious what your guys' plan was as far as resting goes. So,
We're gonna hang out,
but
not in the teleport place.
all right. We'll go ahead and stop there. Thanks, everybody.
Have a
We'll
good one.
catch you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.